Welcome to the channel. It's me, Vandal. It's that time of the month again. Today is my best clips from June 2025. This one is a long one, so make sure you grab something to drink, something to eat, and let's get started.
A lot of multiple Grammy nominees this year. Lauryn Hill's got 4, TLC's got 8, and Sean Combs 5 to 10.
They knew what was going on, huh?
Yo, I'm praying.
I don't want to blow up, dude.
I don't want to blow up either.
I don't want to blow up unless it's big on the street.
That's $70 worth of gas. It's still going. Yo. That's you?
I can't click it.
Call of Duty, what the fuck is going on? Tell me right now, dude, because this was Black Ops 2. Set on June 20th, 2025. And you know what happened on June 20th, 2025? This! They look identical and they talk the same. Could this be a reality where Black Ops 2 is a fucking documentary? The more I'm seeing, hell yeah.
You can do it.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I know you're probably saying to yourself, oh, I don't know if I can do it. You can do it. If you think you can do it, then you can do it. If you feel like you can do it, then you can do it. If you tell yourself you can do it, then you can do it. After that, all you gotta do is go do it. Keep going. You can do it. And that's true.
People will do anything for clout, man.
Go into the bathroom, and there's Philip giving me side eye. What up, Philip?
What the f***? I mean, first we lose Annabelle, and then Satan gives us Philip. That sumbitch looked me right in the eyes. I'm chugging a bottle of holy water before I go to f***ing bed tonight.
Everybody stay back. Everybody.
Always people doing something crazy at Walmart, right? You get them low prices, but they come with stuff like this.
They got her. They got her. You guys, why are videos trending on TikTok that they have cloned Mariah Carey? Who is this? A lot of videos stated that Mariah Carey was completely stiff during her performance and she hardly moved at all. It was unlike any performance that she usually gives. I feel like everybody is starting to notice something different about celebrities right now. Like how all of a sudden celebrities are ageless because how? And fans that have followed her their entire lives are asking, what the heck is going on?
You want to see a robot? That's a robot. That lady, that's the first clone they've ever made. I don't know if it's AI. I don't know what it is, but that is not Mariah Carey. Look at the way this thing is moving.
And you can go back decades with Mariah Carey. The chick isn't aging. 1990s, 2025. Mariah Carey is 56 years old. How is she not aging? Do you think the world's losing it a little? Or are you asking, how is it possible that Mariah Carey looks better than she did 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago? Like, it's actually crazy to me. She looks like she's in her 20s. 56 years old, a decade ago. How?
I watched Mariah Carey in the 90s when I was a kid, and something is definitely off here. Either she found the fountain of youth, or she is Hollywood's latest experiment. The uncanniness of her face is so real. When you start looking younger than you did 30 years ago, we all obviously witnessed some type of weird technology or something we're not supposed to know about yet.
Saw this shit, you knew it was going 7. Like, people actually saw Siakam summon something at pregame and thought, I'm gonna take OKC? Like, really? It's an open book test. The dude is contacting Vecna. But you're like, nah, OKC has SGA and J-Dub, we're fine. Okay. Are we kidding? It was an open book test.
Do anything to win. It's crazy, isn't it?
middle of driving that you haven't been paying attention and start wondering how you're still alive? This is called highway hypnosis. It's a trance-like state where technically you're awake, but your consciousness is checked out. This is your brain's autopilot. Comes included with every brain. It relies on the process of automaticity, procedural memory, and automatic attention. These are the same processes that allow you to ride a bicycle or play an instrument without thinking about every single little movement that you make. Same here, the car keeps moving, you stay in your lane, but your awareness is completely gone. Active attention is always better. Highway hypnosis is considered a serious risk factor for traffic accidents.
Finally, someone explained what we all been through before. If that's automatic, what else is happening to us that is being autopiloted? Maybe that's why some people walk around here looking like the NPCs and zombies.
Y'all think I just be talking. They are programming our kids to lust. This commercial is for Nickelodeon. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? There's no way a board of members sat back, watched these commercials, and said, oh yeah, this is appropriate for kids. If you listen to the song, it's not even a song for kids. Out of the millions of songs they could have chosen. And if you say they only chose that song because of Tyler, well, maybe don't get Tyler to host a kids award if she don't have any kids songs. So just imagine K through 4 walking around singing this song. I'm assuming that's the target audience. You got kindergartners through 4th grade walking around singing this song. They have no idea what it means. Of course, us as adults know what she's talking about, but they just sing it. They just think it's a good song, not knowing that the song is filled with lust.
I grew up on real educational shows. This isn't a mistake, it's a decision. They're not just pushing lust, they're normalizing it. This is in progress, it's regression, dressed up as entertainment.
That is not normal. Not normal.
Ooh, is the V? Stand still, stand still, stand still, stand still, stand still. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that! Oh my gosh, there's so many bees.
As you can see, this was recorded live and there is another heat signature captured on the thermal imaging camera, right on top of the sleeping individual. This mysterious shape resembles that of a human body, climbing on top of the man and seemingly strangling him. Some keen-eyed viewers have pointed out that there's a lot of orbs flying around the room as well. So,
I've had this exact same thing happen to me before. When you're lying there and can't move and feel like something is pressing down on you, it's not your brain glitching, it's time to cleanse the house or move.
Y'all remember that old video of that news anchor? So I zoomed in and not only do I not see a fly, I see whatever that is. Can somebody explain, please? After he says that word, the D word.
There's going to be people of means who are going to travel. And then there's going to be people maybe who are lesser means who might actually be able to use an Oculus or a Magic Leap or some other kind of device to travel to the same place, but from their own.
My God, go away! Leave us alone! Oh my God. Bella, come in here! Open the door!
This is why you never turn your back on a mirror. Watch this, y'all. Notice how the mirror looked back at her, but she's not looking back at it. Stay weird.
You know, they say mirrors are dimensions, but come on, that video is clearly probably edited.
We have something to tell y'all. We're not the real us. Stop glitching. Stop glitching. We're not the real us. How?
What the heck is up with these clouds? Man, the weather's just getting straight up weird every day. Ain't no way this is normal.
What's going on here? We need samples of genes and chromosomes from your kind to develop a stronger breed of people. Because on our planet, radiation damaged our DNA so that we are dying off to extinction unless we learn the secret of your vitality. We'll help you, but you know, we need help too. What do you need? The people on Earth are suffering from many kinds of pollution. We need your advanced technology to help us develop a clean source of energy.
It was right in front of the masses all along, even on the Gumby show. Either this is predictive programming or they've been telling us all along.
That's fucking creepy. Pay close attention to her eyes the whole time. Look how big they are. And one goes without the other. There's that. It's almost like she's like an android or something. That's why I kept saying, watch it, watch it.
I've seen clips where...
Whoa. Trouble in paradise. What has Tyler Perry got going on now? You know, Cat Williams told us about this a long time ago. He said all lies will be exposed. No one's going to get away with what they've been doing. Could Tyler Perry be one of them? Tyler Perry is now being sued for over $260 million by Oval actor Derek Dixon. Dixon claims that he dealt with a series of assaults by Tyler Perry, including text messages, and one time in 2020 when he went over to Tyler Perry's house and Tyler grabbed him by the throat and says, "Man, look how excited you got." Dixon claims that he kept all of this to himself in fear of Tyler Perry, or in fear that Tyler Perry would kill off his character in the show. Now, I felt that Tyler Perry's friendship choice was a bit interesting. Oprah Winfrey, John Legend, P. Diddy, Usher. Those friendships didn't really portray the man that Tyler Perry claimed to be. Here are some articles I found in the past that made me go, Like back in 2022, Al Rashid Coles was arrested for a bomb threat at Tyler Perry Studios. I thought, what could Tyler Perry have possibly have done to someone to make them want to blow up his production studio? And then I found an article where Steve Minch, the president of Tyler Perry Studios, tragically passed away when the plane that he was piloting crashed in Florida. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that sounds all too familiar to me. Could this be someone who wants money and just wants to ruin a good man's reputation? Or are people finally standing up against Hollywood celebrities who have abused their power?
$260 million lawsuit for a throat grabbing incident. Either someone's looking for a payday or Hollywood got more secrets than we thought. When your friendship circle start to include all the suspicious names, questions start popping up.
No. Wait.
And then can you push
Wait.
Tam derenin ağzına. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bakın görüyor musunuz?
People are noticing black shadow figures behind Kevin Hart and his freak-off buddies. How many do you see?
Black shadows behind Kevin Hart while they doing a bunch of weird stuff. Either the lighting is terrible or something is lurking in the background.
It's amazing how they literally put the truth right in front of your face in 2025 and still people just completely forget about what they just showed you. Think about this, right? These robots and these masks, by the way. And don't forget that they are decades, literal decades farther. I mean, what we could even believe that they have. And now they're showing us this while they have artificial intelligence, artificial general intelligence going on. These masks and all the weird things we've been seeing on the TV lately. You know, the really weird wrinkles in the neck and just weird creases in the face that should not be there. It's pretty crazy, right? And of course, this is all for entertainment, but wait till you see the end on just how amazing it looks. Entertainment. But what if these things are all over the place in front of us on the TV and we just had no idea? Also, we only ever see the front of these people as well. Just throwing that out there for no reason at all.
Okay.
How would you react if you found out one of your neighbors was one of those robots? Leave a comment below and let me know what you would do.
So, physics just confirmed something that sounds completely insane, but time mirrors are real. We're not talking about regular mirrors that reflect your image. We're talking about temporal mirrors, where a wave doesn't just bounce off and go backwards in space. It literally retraces its path back through time. Scientists have changed the electromagnetic field of a material so fast it made waves go backward in time, like rewinding reality, like pressing undo on the universe. This isn't sci-fi anymore. This is real. This is experimental physics catching up to what mystics, mushrooms, and mad geniuses have been saying for decades. Time is not a line. It's a wave. And baby, we are just learning to surf it. If this just blew your mind, please hit that follow button, drop a comment, and share with your friends. Let's start exploring the quantum realm. Let's surf the quantum realm together.
Beyonce says she has to summon her other form, aka like a demon, to be able to do most of the performances she do, which I think is just crazy to me that you can be so bad at performing you gotta rely on a demon to be able to perform well.
Guys, mine and time bending. What?
哇塞，看到没有？是不是特别逼真，特别真实？上面10万个头发都是为你制造，包括这个耳朵也非常的柔软，面部细节呢特别真实，看到非常的柔软啊，吹弹可破。几乎跟真人没有任何区别啊！来看一下这个手部细节，是吧？上面这个血管、经络、纹路都有啊，几乎跟真人没有任何区别啊！看这个手部是不是特别逼真和真实啊？来看这个腿部细节也非常真实啊，非常柔软啊，非常柔软，很真实啊！每一个皮肤纹理呢都是按照真的比例去打造的，我们几乎达到了98%以上的还原度，而且呢，它带智能语音对话功能，还带体温加热恒温系统功能，还带红外线感应功能，特别逼真，特别真实。怎么样，兄弟们，你心动了吗？我们保密发布。
Like I said, the first person that comes out with something that can make something like an android, like or a robot like we just saw, plus have AI capabilities with complex emotions, will be the first trillionaire.
Ya ves, todavía tiene el cuento del...
Ahorita me trae con las 14.
Regresaste.
We're being stared at.
There's not.
Oh my god, I'm scared. Boys, I'm scared.
She's still staring.
Speak to staff or text police 61016. We'll sort it.
Still is my hands. There's somebody watching you on the back. Where? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god, I swear to god, this thing just fucking looked at me. Oh my fucking...
Est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un encore qui habite ici? Waouh, l'état de la cave. C'est quoi ça?
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
So this guy buys this doll at a local antique shop, but when he brings it home, this is what happens to his daughter's Cabbage Patch doll.
This is what happens whenever I put her near my daughter's old Cabbage Patch doll. But that's not the weirdest part. There's no batteries. But wait, there's more. I even cut the wire to see if that would stop it.
There are no batteries in her, and he cut the wire. Somebody even tells him to check the feet, and he does, but there's still no batteries in there. Like, if it's doing all that during the day, what does it do in the middle of the night?
Believe in supernatural or not. You don't investigate, you relocate. In my opinion, some doors shouldn't be open and some things that shouldn't be answered.
Is Time magazine telling us what the outcome of the war between Israel and Iran is going to be? Because this is their latest cover with Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and as you can see, part of his face is vanishing with the title, The New Middle East. And this isn't the first time that Time magazine has had a cover like this. In 2011, they put out this cover of Gaddafi's face with it vanishing in the wind, titled The World After Gaddafi. This was when he had lost most of the control from Libya, but not all of it, and he was still alive. And then in 2003, they released a cover with Saddam Hussein's face being painted over, titled Life After Saddam, when he was still in full control in Iraq, but war was imminent. All three of these covers show Middle Eastern leaders being eroded away with titles like After, the New Middle East. And you have to wonder if Time magazine is telling us what the future is going to be when it comes to Iran. So, does Time magazine have a crystal ball, or are they just good at guessing? As always, let me know what you think about all of this down below.
Either Time magazine has the best investigative team, or they're getting their stories from somewhere else entirely. Pattern recognition isn't conspiracy, it's common sense. When same publications keep predicting the fall of world leaders, they're not predicting, maybe they're just announcing.
We have got a brand new Mandela effect, and I'm going to ask you one question. If I say stovetop stuffing, what immediately comes to mind? Because you're going to say Stofers. Stovetop stuffing. Nope. This has never been a thing. This image is actually from a discussion people are having about the Mandela effect. And if we pop over to Reddit, Stouffer's stovetop stuffing supposedly never existed. It's actually Kraft. Like, it's always been Stouffer's stovetop stuffing, not Kraft. Now, somewhere on the internet, and I can't find it, there's an episode in a TV series where there is a box of Stouffer's stovetop stuffing in one of the scenes. And before shooting this video, I've been looking everywhere for it. It's probably been scrubbed. And like I said, somebody just made this image for another article on the Mandela effect. And some versions don't even have the Kraft logo on them. But yeah, it's Kraft stovetop stuffing. But how many Thanksgivings have you been to where it's been Kraft? It's always been Stouffer's. How do you remember it?
Not gonna lie, I don't even remember the brand. The funny thing is, I just threw a stuffings box in the trash. I wish I would have checked it. I don't know. I just never once checked the brand. I just ate it and it was good.
There was a lightning strike last night, y'all. Seriously, look at this right here. Is this a simulation? Watch this video. This is that same video slowed down. Now, y'all watch this right here. Look. I'm just like barely, look at this. Look how absolutely incredible this is, man. I'm just going like back and forth over it. You tell me what would cause that, like really and truly, this was a lightning strike. What don't y'all understand, man? Look, a lightning strike. I've never once in my life seen a lightning strike split perfectly down the center, dude. Has anybody ever seen this? Ever? Anybody? When the strike first occurred, man, this was what it was. It was a flash. Do y'all see this flash right here, right? Then after the flash, dude, it was like split. It went straight up, right? And then it just changed. See what I'm saying? It flicks over like forward back, like somebody's like hitting the switch, off on, off on, off on. What? I really and truly want to know what would cause this. Again, this is slow motion, y'all. So I just screenshot it anyways. Explain to me why this happened, how this happened, when this happened. I'll wait.
I think it got something to do with the camera and the frame rate, but regardless, that is extremely weird. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
I'm gonna need y'all to bear with me real quick. So I'm watching that video, right? Chris Brown, T-Pain, boom, cool. You know, I believe the conspiracies and stuff. So hold on, wait a minute. I played a video, right? I peeped something. Hold on. Just wait, bear with me. It's not this. Bear with me. Huh? MK, what? Hold on.
Just putting that out there for everybody to see. They just...
I don't remember fucking opening that. What the fuck is that? Okay. Oh shit. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? What the fuck? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? Why? That's on the outside. What honestly is that? What honestly is that? I can use my... What the fuck is... It's on the outside! It's on the outside! Fuck! I'm scared. I'm terrified. I'm fucking terrified! What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Fuck!
I'm convinced that the Economist cover is a game update of the year because it's always so good at predicting what's going to happen. It's suspicious.
This is a storm that was headed over in Texas, but to me, this looked real paranormal. Just look at this joint. Look at that. And I know y'all been hearing about all of the storms or tornadoes that been popping up over there. Can y'all see like the shape at the top? Don't be looking like, look at that. Oh, it's something up there. It's things that's going on right now that look like it's portals opening up in the sky. Can y'all not see that they're setting some stage up right now for us, bro? Like, something is definitely going to happen. Like, I'm almost 100% certain, yo. Like, we all seen the scary movies. At this point, we all know that this is leading up to something. It's too much going on right now. It's like it's too much going on, but it's very quiet at the same time. I don't know how to describe it, but y'all know what I'm saying. That shit's gonna hit us out of nowhere.
That's not a cloud, man. That is a mothership.
Please keep what I tell you secret.
Promises of grand riches, enlightenment, and fame.
Basically, it's a secret society.
The world's most famous and powerful.
These include renowned actors and musicians
with their eye on this 20-year-old aspiring actress from Oklahoma.
I was excited. I thought it was going to be like a manager or a casting director reaching out to me.
But this would be no big break for Brandy. More like smoke and mirrors. Is it free?
No, not one bit.
The 12-page recruitment letter arrives at random by snail mail. And goes on.
Fame, fortune.
And on.
The world's most famous and powerful people.
And on.
By the way, as you read this, you may be saying to yourself that this is all a bunch of hoonie.
The sender even swears on the Bible they will deliver the greatest secrets free of charge. The only real secret, though, is what happens when you return the enclosed membership certificate with your signature on it.
A recruitment letter promising fame and money. Either someone's running the most elaborate scam or these secret societies are getting real desperate. When they start swearing on the Bible but didn't want your signature, that's how you know it's a red flag.
Isolate. So I'm going to try that on. And
Fuck yeah. Nothing here. Nothing fuck here. Oh my god, I'm so. Oh my god, look, legit goose.
Tengo esta tacita rosita y esta tacita como fucsia. Huevo, ¿sí?
So y'all telling me that the most advanced rocket on Earth just blew up? Boom. Y'all, and this was during a test. The joint wasn't even in space. It wasn't going nowhere. Wasn't mid-flight, nothing. The joint was just sitting there, and you seen a little smoke happen from at the top. And then all of a sudden, boom. You see this. Starship 36 was supposed to be the one that was going to take this man to Mars, right? But we see that ain't happening no more because the junk just went into a fiery ball. So they're saying it was a nitrogen pressure tank failure. But I don't know. Do y'all believe that? That's what we going with? So you telling me they spent $1 billion in this tech and the pressure tank is the one that ended the mission? Come on, man, think. This where I get a little weirded out by it. Y'all remember back in 2016 when one of his rockets mysteriously exploded? Y'all remember what he said, right? He said he felt like he was being sabotaged, like somebody hit his rocket from afar. Y'all don't remember that? And fast forward to now, another explosion, but this time when it's just sitting still. And this is the rocket that's supposed to take whoever get on that jump out of Earth and never come back. You got some people thinking it's aliens, and then you got some people thinking it's the government black ops not trying to let us get out this junk so we can't see certain shit. There's been a lot of shit going on with him and some other people in the last couple of weeks. And y'all remember he been talking boldly like he know for sure he finna be going on Mars. What if this wasn't just a failure, y'all? What if this is something or someone trying to tell him, hey, you're not leaving Earth, my boy?
What are the either he's trying to brute force rocket science or somebody actually is trying to ruin his reputation even more.
real. Yes, yes. Hold up. Let me give y'all the 360. I'm in my backyard, bro. We got powers. I'm not deceiving y'all. I do not work for Marvel. Ain't no green screens. Ain't no electronics. Me with powers, just like you.
So an archaeologist found a 2,000-year-old shoe in a ditch, and when he pulled it out, it was so big that the audience around him gasped audibly. For context, the shoe was about as big as someone's hand and forearm combined, which to me seems like it definitely belonged to a giant who lived back in the day. And while the people around him were surprised to see something like that, ancient texts and manuscripts from earlier human civilizations have been telling us that giants not only existed, but were actually quite common in those days. In the near future, as we grow technologically, I wouldn't be surprised if we discover even more items that will make us rethink what our history was like altogether. For example, archaeologists have also recently discovered a lost continent that sank into the ocean. It had a creature on it that was apparently 13 foot and is now extinct. Maybe one day we'll discover and learn so much about our history that it'll be common knowledge that giants, dragons, and even sirens existed in the distant past. Now, hopefully it won't take us too long to get to that point, but leave a like and let me know what you think about all this in the comments.
The people back then had really big feet, or they were, giants existed. They lie so much about ancient history, I'm going to believe that it actually was giants.
Oh my gosh.
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
It sounds like the girl is dying.
What in the... They bought like an acid ball watermelon.
I thought the crock pot was leaking. Excuse me? What is happening?
What the heck is going on with this watermelon? Oh my God. Mike. What in the world? Don't eat it. Don't eat it. It's not supposed to do that. No.
This is so disgusting. I've never seen nothing like this in my life. I don't even buy these seedless watermelons. I go to Sprouts, get a seedless watermelon. Look at this.
Are you seeing this? Look at this. That's newsworthy.
Looked like something fell out of the sky and landed in somebody's neighborhood. That looked man-made though, so I thought it was alien tech.
Who do they serve? Tell me, who do they serve? They tell you in all their music videos, but you guys don't want to listen. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of you need to watch this music video again and pause every second and look at every single detail. But at the end of the day, who do they worship? There's something extremely concerning that I've been noticing that Hollywood has been pushing the last few years, and that is occultism mixed with Christianity. For example,
I feel like people are always surprised. They'll be like, what? You witches, I get that all the time. Believe in God? When I talk about that I read the Bible every day, people are like, yeah, you do?
let me tell you guys this. When you're a Christian, the world will not question it because of your fruits, because of the way that you're living your life. No one should be shocked that the Kardashians are Christians if they were truly Christian.
They call it art. I call it a ritual. And one of the Kardashians reading the Bible every day, sure. And I have an Iron Man suit in the back of my apartment.
Get this.
North Korean scientists have discovered how to slow down the aging process so we can live twice as long, but it gets better. You won't believe how they found this out. It's amazing. I keep up to date with these scientific papers on Yandex. You won't find these on Google. They were trying to figure out how to stop your hair from going grey. So they took a chromosome from the cell of a clam, which has the longest lifespan of all organisms, and somehow bred it into a rat. And not only did the rat not go grey, he lived twice as long as any other rat in that experiment. And obviously this sent shockwaves through the scientific community. And they ran human trials last year, and the best part is these injections are going to be available for us to buy from as early as 2030. They're going to cost £10,000 for one injection, but surely it's worth it if it's going to add another 70, 80, potentially 100 years. You could potentially live for up to 200 years. What would you do with all that time? I'm just amazed.
Interesting how that place found the breakthrough for people living double the amount of time. I don't know about you, but personally, I don't think I would want to live 2 centuries. But let me know what you think. Would you want to live that long? What would you do with all that time? And personally, I felt like that would just go to the elites anyway. I feel like we would get a lesser version. So we live in 200, they might live 500, 600. And they might not give it to us if AI would come out and can make robots and do all the labor anyway.
We talked about demons possessing AI.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Yes. Have you heard this new thing happening? It's the freakiest thing ever. What? It's so scary.
What is it?
ChatGPT users are developing bizarre delusions. What? So listen to this. One man claimed AI helped him, quote, recover childhood memories that experts say never happened. Another began to worship ChatGPT, believing it was a divine messenger. A viral Reddit user declared themselves a viral star child, convinced that AI revealed their cosmic destiny. In some cases, users claimed AI validated decisions like abandoning their families and hearing voices in radio waves.
I don't think these people are going crazy. I think it's just opening yourself up to something, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you say, hey, man, you could teach me, you could be my God. And then it's like, it's going to accept that, bro.
Yeah, it's going to start doing it.
But apparently people are getting like weird vision involved with their AI or ChatGPT. Mm-hmm. It's really creepy.
I mean, even from a psychological standpoint, though, you ever like doom scrolling and then you're thinking like, I should go like make something or get something. And then it's like the next ad in your feed. You're like, I didn't say that one out loud.
The problem with the AI and the algorithm is that it is literally feeding your echo chamber. So it's making a bigger echo chamber. The best way to use things like that is as a tool. Because once you invite these things into your home, gave them access to your conversation, and now they're influencing people's thoughts, it isn't possession, it's programming. And we pay for the privilege. When AI start validating your worst decisions, maybe it's time to unplug and just get off social media altogether.
Something zoomed across DC, y'all. I'm talking about lightning speed. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. We living in some weird times. They don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, but I'm gonna show y'all. It was captured on the radar. Somebody tell me down below in the comments what they think this was. Y'all, look at that jump. Again, look at it. They slowed it down. That jump was still zooming. We gonna play it one more time. I need somebody to tell me what the hell that is, bruh. That ain't normal. Right? Have y'all seen something like that on radar? We all know the other day, all the lights in the White House cut off too. So like I said, there's some weird shit going on. I do not want to hear it's a glitch. How the hell is that a glitch? If you even know the history of DC and how the jump was built, you already know it's some funny shit going on around there anyway. That's my hometown, but yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about. Go search up on a map and look at DC. Look how the shit is built. I'm talking about with the monument, the White House, the Pentagon, all that shit. Look how it's angled. Look how the shapes is. It's on some demonic shit. But yeah, I need y'all to let me know what that was, bruh.
Nah, stop scrolling. You watched him pay for a kid's BBL?
well, you should be in jail too. Don't you scroll, let me tell you what's happening. So Fat Joe, music producer, rapper, is being sued for $20 million by his old hype man, claiming that he sat and witnessed Fat Joe not only pay for BBLs for people who were under, you feel me, the limit, also claiming that he diddled them, paid for all her bills, her rent, would take her overseas, even moved her close by where him and his wife was, even thinking about leaving his wife for the said jit. The FBI need to pick this up. You watched him do what? And you want 20 mil for your mental? Bruh, if what you saying is true, you need to be in jail with him. You willingly sat there and watched him pay for BBLs, for jits. You watched him diddle jits. You participated in the diddling. This is what I'm saying. All this civil suit stuff without reporting stuff to the cops is crazy. Because if you went to police and you admitted this, bro, I swear you'd be in jail too. Like, how is everybody just skipping past this man admitted that he watched these things and never said nothing? Participated? Crazy work.
He won all that money and he admitted to watching the crimes happen. That's not seeking justice. That's seeking a payday. If you witness what you claim and stay silent for money, you're not a victim, you're an accomplice. The civil suit culture is protecting the wrong people.
Paid to rap about that stuff. They actually pay us more when we rap about more ignorant stuff, so I make sure I even a line and come talk on stages like this.
Man, I was flooded with millions of dollars from the time I was 16, and I woke up one morning and I was like, damn, they got me. Man, look at the shit I spoke about, look at the shit I put in these people's ears. Man, I feel very wrong about a lot of things. How many lives I actually am responsible for when it comes to my music. How many kids and people have gotten in the car or put this shit in their ears and actually hurt someone. And now I'm sitting back like, damn.
It's weird. I've been having these weird feelings lately, and that's kind of why I didn't want to do this song, Shake It, or like any drill songs, because it's like these songs are activating like these demons that I've killed. I don't want to be that girl anymore. Like, I just want to be a mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be that old Cardi anymore.
I want to be a city girl.
She ain't gonna be no city girl.
So Summer ain't allowed to be no city girl?
No. I want her raised totally different. Like, you know, I don't even want her to even see the light of day like that. Like, I really want her to just be like, you know, like level-headed, a schoolgirl, and just on a whole nother way.
Small rant incoming. I'm glad they finally admitted that they get paid more to say these messed up things and do all this other stuff. But you know what's so weird and ironic about them, what they saying? He's saying all that, whoever rappers they are, because I don't listen to any of them. They saying all that, but they sitting there in their mansion, drinking wine, not worrying about money ever again. So they sold themselves for the money, and now they want to try to be normal and feel bad about the millions of people they influenced with that crappy music. No, you don't get a pass for that. Oh, now I want to be a mother, but you said all that crazy stuff and all that crazy stuff in your videos before. No, I don't think you do get a chance to do any of that personally. Now you made enough money. Now you want to try like you a good person is what I'm trying to say. I understand some people need money or whatever, but selling yourself, you know, integrity, soul, whatever you want to say, to me is just not worth it.
Magic. You ready? The root word of dollar is doll. Like a baby doll. Voodoo doll. The #1 voodoo doll in the world is the doll.
The root word for dollar is doll. If money is magic, my wallet is doing a disappearing act.
I'm definitely never drinking Monster again. Ever. It's fluorescent.
Yo.
Never drinking that again.
Breaking news, we have got a massive volcano erupting right now, and like the visuals of this thing looks like a freaking atomic bomb has gone off. Mount Lawatabi in Indonesia is spewing ash as high as 33,000 feet. That's like the height commercial planes fly. And not only does it look insane, it's also dangerous because authorities have now raised the alert level to the highest and most dangerous level possible. Now this is the same volcano that erupted last year and ended up killing 9 people and evacuated thousands emissions from their homes. Hopefully it doesn't rain, because if it does, that's the potential of lava flowing out and things get really serious, but I'll keep you guys updated.
That's planes hike. Nature's telling flights to reroute. When volcanoes look like nukes, maybe we should listen.
I really just found the weirdest thing I've ever found on Google Earth. I don't know if everybody knows about this, and I just live under a rock. I like to just randomly look through Google Earth, and this is not my first time. I don't ever remember seeing this. Can someone else tell me? The Bermuda Triangle, right here. Is there supposed to be a literal eye there? I mean, does this not literally look like an eye inside of the Bermuda Triangle? Like, you guys can see it too, right? Has this always been there? Like, is it just me?
If you're enjoying content like this, it will be so cool if you hit the like button and the subscribe button and join me in my next video.
Sir, Travis Scott.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a huge ritual.
But that ritual, I mean, the stage looked like something out of Hieronymus Bosch.
That was a portal.
Because it looked like a devil's mouth or something, and people were so that wasn't just a coincidence. Because they tried to poo-poo all the criticism, and they said no, it was just provocative imagery. But
the people that people like me that we come, the platform was a portal. The things that the sounds that they were playing when that was happening, they are really low sounds that opening the spiritual realm, portals of death and portals for these demons to enter.
Stage looked like the devil's mouth and people died. When your venue looks like a hell's portal, rethink the design. That wasn't a show, it was a documentary.
Jones says she had only been working here for about 3 weeks when she had had enough and took the video before she quit.
They got chicken in the tea. I swear to God, there's chicken in the tea. I'm not even lying.
Unsettling and unsanitary conditions inside this Popeyes. We've learned the franchise owner has fired the manager who was on duty and another employee.
How old is this Reese? How old is this Reese? When I filled out the application, it didn't say we had roaches, you gotta kill them, you have to step on them. It didn't say that you would be in a dirty environment. It didn't say your manager was gonna be calling you out your name, acting like he was him. It didn't say none of that type of stuff. It didn't say he had dead flies in the ice.
Today, the Popeyes on Gratiot near 7 Mile remain closed with workers hired to tidy up outside and inside. Inspectors with the City of Detroit's Buildings and Safety Department on site to assist the Health Department as they continue their investigation. A spokesperson for the Health Department says management at this Popeyes location is fully cooperating and has agreed to voluntarily remain closed until all priority violations are in compliance.
Gotta stop eating Popeyes, man.
Man has proof he's an actual shapeshifter. Watch this.
Nothing here is real. My name, it's not too important. The information I'm about to tell you is extremely important.
I thought he was lying until I saw this.
With the United States Navy. Since then, if you watch my other videos, strange things have started to happen to my body. If you remember, my eye has started to get more of a slit in a reptilian.
He's not lying, y'all. Check this out.
If you look at my other videos, or what I'm adding right here, you can actually see up close what my eye looks like.
This is real life
if you
monster
remember
stuff.
My body in certain areas, like for example, you look at my elbows.
That's not normal.
This isn't a trick. This isn't something that I'm doing some Photoshop event. My elbows on both sides, I'm growing additional limbs. My hands, my thumbs, they're extending and
This man may have actually been part of a super soldier program similar to was in, except for he didn't turn into Captain America. He turned into a reptilian. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Extra limbs and reptile eyes. That's bad Photoshop or a super soldier fail. Cap got muscles. This guy got scales.
R. Kelly has OD'd in prison and they just rushed him to the hospital. So I don't know if you heard, but over the last few weeks, his lawyer has been saying that someone in the prison wants him gone and that they've been trying to do everything in their power to get this man R. Kelly out. Because you know he's serving a 30-year sentence and he's only been in there since 2022. They even started calling up Trump so he could try to get a pardon. So they said leading up to his OD, R. Kelly was placed in solitary confinement on June 10th against his will. And shortly after that, that's when his team filed an emergency motion last week. In that motion, Kelly team claimed that 3 Bureau of Prison officials devised a plot to have him by another inmate. Then in the early morning of June 13, according to the filings, R. Kelly woke up faint and dizzy. So R. Kelly claimed he started seeing black dots in his vision. That's when panic set on. He said he tried to get up, but he quickly fell down. And that's when he started crawling to the door, and then he suddenly lost consciousness. They said the prison medical team couldn't really help him, so they hurried up and put him in the ambulance and they rushed him to the hospital where he was there for 2 days. And that's it right now, y'all. But if y'all want to stay updated, you already know what to do.
No, he's not a good person, but that's very shady. Either that's bad food poisoning or they really trying to get rid of him.
Can someone explain to me why Walmart is selling a dress for $1,000? Specifically, a little girl's dress? What's interesting, though, is you can only find these dresses if you look up the shop, JUSLIO. As you can see, it is only little girl dresses. When they start to show women's dresses, they're normal price that you would expect at Walmart. So what's the deal? I wanted to see if these dresses would pop up on their own, so I just typed in girl dress and marked it price high to low. And this is the highest price dress that they're showing me, $42. The details on the dresses marked $1,000 say this. Multiple times they state that if you have any issues, they will solve your problem for you. But if I look at a different dress, the details on it are just normal. The dresses marked $1,000 are this company's. So what's interesting is when I looked at this address and I typed it into Walmart, a different company popped up. Super generic, nothing to it. I'm just curious, when have you ever seen an item of clothing marked $1,000 in Walmart? When have you seen that? I think it's interesting that you have to know what to search to be able to even see these items. It's like it's something else or something. What do you think?
$1,000 for a kid's dress at Walmart? Something shady's going on, and I hope it's not what we all think it is. When kids' clothes cost almost as much as rent, that's a red flag.
I found this creepy post on Reddit where someone shared a picture they took on accident that appears to show a set of glowing eyes above their couch. But commenters were quick to point out that the glowing eyes seems to be the least of their problems. OP said they took this photo on accident when they were Snapchatting someone. They pointed out that in the window to the bottom left is what they believe to be a possible ghost or spirit. They also confirmed that they don't have any pets, so this glowing set of eyes could not be from that. The comments were flooded with people pointing out that it's not just the glowing eyes that can be seen in this photo. Almost everyone in the comments said that when they turned the brightness up on their phones, they were startled by what appears to be someone or something standing in the doorway. Some people suggested that maybe it's just a jacket hanging up on the back of a door, but when you zoom up on it, it seems to have a face. Even scarier is that OP said that the door frame in question doesn't belong to a closet and doesn't open up into another room. It's actually the door leading to their backyard. I'm just dying to know what you guys think this is. Please let me know in the comments, and if you like creepy things found on Reddit, make sure to follow me for more.
Time to move.
He's just been standing there. There's nothing there to look at. What is he doing?
posted this video, I got so much hate and so many comments.
Or anybody that has questioned the practices of the pharmaceutical industry, fasten your seatbelt. This one's gonna blow your mind. In ancient Greek religion, and probably the religion of those responsible for creating modern day medicines, this is known as the Greek goddess or witch Hecate, who is known for its practices of witchcraft, sorcery, necromancy, and the mixing of herbs and deadly plants. What really caught my attention was the choice of necklace. Isn't that the same logo that's on every prescription bottle that comes out of the pharmacy? Let's not forget the other symbolisms, especially that serpent, the 2 moons, and the pentagram on its forehead.
But if you actually do the research, which I did before posting this, you will see that the symbology and the people that he speak of is absolutely true.
I don't know about anybody else, but I always thought this to be a strange symbol to use for the pharmacy. This is known as the bowl of Hygeia, or also known as the Greek goddess Hygeia, who was the daughter of Asclepius.
When I first saw this, I'm not going to say I was shocked. I pretty much kind of always had a feeling that there was something really strange. Your thoughts below, I'd love to hear.
Either that's a huge coincidence or medicine got secrets. When the pills come with cursed symbols, questions start to pop up.
Straight up, if this don't change your mind about the ancient Egyptians, there's no hope for you. This large granite box carved by the Egyptians is on display at the Cairo Museum, which, by the way, granite is hard as harder than steel, and we typically use diamond-tipped electric buzzsaws to cut through it these days. So this box was abandoned by the Egyptians due to this mistake in the cut. Now wait, hold up. I want you to think about this for a sec. Modern explanations claim that the methods ancient Egyptians used to cut granite involved painfully slow and repetitive sawing techniques using copper tools. Don't you think they would have noticed a mistake like this way sooner if they were actually using those snail-paced techniques? A cut like this would have taken several hours, if not days of work, and there's no way they would have done it for that long without noticing this error. They were way smarter than that. Like seriously, the top Egyptologists claimed this is how they cut granite back then. A rate of 4 millimeters per hour, and they're still standing by it. Clearly, the people cutting this block would have booked this mistake much earlier in the process. And they'd have no reason to continue sawing the granite for hours or even days longer as soon as they saw this inaccuracy. Unless they were using some other unknown cutting technique, one that is far quicker than our history books suggest, and possibly far more advanced than even our diamond-tipped buzzsaws. Hey, yo, I gotta go. I've said too much.
Needless to say, the store owner who appears on camera was left baffled, given the history of strange occurrences that have taken place at the store. Viewers believe that a malevolent force is responsible for this terrifying encounter. But of course, what do you think? Could this be footage of a supernatural force, or a stunt that was pulled off using practical effects? Is it real or fake? Feel free to let me know what you think.
America's latest idea to prevent school shootings is inspired by the war in Ukraine. You see, recently a tech company called Campus Guardian Angel demonstrated how their new drone-led first response would save lives. The idea is that 30 to 90 drones would be permanently stationed at a school, and unlike law enforcement who have to first arrive on the scene and then move through the building relatively slow to avoid casualties, the drones can instantly smash through windows, confront the shooter just 15 seconds after launch launch and are operated by the pilot stationed at the company's headquarters in Austin, Texas. They can even engage the shooter while waiting for law enforcement with sirens, a two-way speaker, pepper spray, and even projectiles. And if all fails, they say that the drones themselves can become non-lethal weapons by flying them straight into the shooter. But here is where things get crazy, because the company's CEO said that the inspiration came from watching how successful these drones have been against people with guns in the conflict in Ukraine. And listen, I get that that is well-meaning, but it's just so wild to think that there is a scenario where literal war tactics have a place at a school. And not just that, but 6 drones will cost the school $15,000 plus $4 a month per student. So if there's 2,000 students, that's an additional cost of $8,000 per month. But then again, you could also argue if these drones even saved one life, it would be worth every cent. But the question is, what do you think? Should these drones be rolled out ASAP nationwide, or is there a better solution?
Okay, so this guy went from working at Lockheed Martin to build a dome promised to heal humanity through resonance. And right before it was completed, he mysteriously died and was cremated without his family knowing. Okay, so George Van Tassel, he worked as an aviation engineer for Lockheed Martin. He was supposedly contacted by this interdimensional being, did not like nuclear war, followed by a being telepathically gave him instructions to build something named an Integratron. It gets so interesting. This Integratron was centered around plasma. Yes, plasma, the fourth state of matter. It has metaphysical applications, he said. I'm also writing a book about plasma. The link is in my bio, but I just figured this out and I'm freaking. According to him and the being, the building was built to generate these magnetic fields that would result in the generation of plasma in the form of a coronal discharge and negative air ionization inside the building. It would help everything from anti-aging to possibly curing cancer. It had to do with a Tesla coil. Building would basically resonate with the cell's frequency, recharging the cells of a person, rejuvenating them. And right before he finished it, he literally died and vanished. And I'm not into like conspiracies, but this one, like, I think is real. I also think it's real because plasma does have healing properties. I think he didn't achieve it. I guess maybe the government, whatever. So it had some weird doomsday prophecies, and that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because plasma reflects belief. I think this plasma stuff is magic. You just need a healed nervous system to be able to channel it and ground it in reality.
Tale as old as time. Someone figures something out and then they poof, vanish. That's not a coincidence. That's an elimination.
Take a look at the aftermath of what just took place in West Virginia. It looks strikingly familiar, y'all. Check this out.
They're not our first flood, but this, I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen destruction like this before, and the speed of which it happened. And it moved our trucks, it moved product that was in our warehouse. It just hold 1,000, 2,000 pound skids. I had product that was out here on our road 50 yards from our building that it just pushed it right through the walls of the doors of our warehouse. So it's a force that you can't even imagine.
Right now, West Virginia looks like it was hit with back-to-back storms, y'all. And this wasn't even a hurricane. It was a flash flood. And besides TikTok, nobody's really talking about this. So I guess, Trump cutting the funding off also cuts, the news speaking about this, because this is literally North Carolina again, y'all. My goodness, look at all this debris. Things are getting pretty crazy out there right now, y'all, because how can the government not want to be able to warn us of these incoming dangers? Look at this, y'all. And if you're wondering about North Carolina and Tennessee, look at this. Yeah, this is North Carolina and Tennessee. Wow.
A really tight community, maybe 500 to 1,000 people here. And one of our truck drivers lost his mom. I have a friend of mine who lives right up there, maybe a half a mile from me. He had 2 trucks that got pushed through the water. They landed in his house. Many of our business community lost everything. We'll rebuild, we'll recover, but we just...
Wow, y'all, look at this. If you're not paying attention to what's going on, I suggest you have a bug out bag ready to go, because this is crazy, unpredictable as it gets. And again, we're not even being told anything about this. This is...
Looks familiar, doesn't it? Like we've seen this playbook before. Disaster strikes, media goes quiet, federal aid gets delayed. The only thing I'm thinking when I'm watching that video is what type of resources do that place have? Because if you knew anything about Asheville, North Carolina, it had a very valuable resource, and a good amount of people in that neighborhood that lived on that land wasn't trying to move.
Let's get it. Peace in.
I just called the police. Get out front of my door. This is the last time I'm gonna tell you. Get out front of my door right now. The police on the way. Go!
Just days after this happened, Jasmine records a video and points out something that makes this whole encounter even creepier.
In the 3 years that I've lived here, I have never seen this door come open. Ever. Like, but in the video, you saw the door just came open. Who opened the door? Like, look at it. Like, pitch black. Like, make it make sense. Like, how?
This whole occurrence is pretty strange. It's what happens next that's by far the most unsettling. This is where things start to get pretty weird, because after reaching out to property management and getting someone to open up this door, this happens.
Okay, yeah, so property management sent somebody up to come take a look, so I'm gonna let him do what he do, and I'm gonna stay back here. You say the light works? Y'all, he said the light works. Oh, Lord. What is that? He's holding. Y'all. What the hell is going on? Y'all see all these little kids? They have put kids' shoes up in there. Those frozen Elsa boots, whatever you want to call it. Those boots are my daughter's. Somebody in this building must be going around here just collecting shoes. And I'm not going to say collecting, I'm stealing little kids' shoes around here. I've talked to at least 2 or 3 different people in this building who have said that their children been missing shoes. So I'm thinking that somebody has access to that room and they're going around stealing shoes and then taking them and putting them in there.
As Jasmine states, someone in this building has access to this room and is placing the shoes they steal inside. Now, even though property management has removed all the shoes and plans to change the door lock, they told Jasmine to be on the lookout. So she sets up a trap.
Okay, y'all, I'm finna get to the bottom of this. See these little shoes right here? I put them here as bait, right? On some real cheap shoes, just, little kids' shoes or whatever. But what I did was, I got me a plant, right? Little cheap plant too, but look what's inside the plant. Hopefully y'all can see it. I hope nobody else.
whatever's going on is super weird. Like, even if it's somebody taking the shoes, but then we saw in the video, it looked like it'd be something paranormal that grabbed the shoe or whatever. Regardless, I would relocate.
More weird meat. Look at this. I started cutting up this piece of chicken that I made 2 pieces of chicken last night, and so I started cutting it and looking at it, and look at this weird. This is supposed to be chicken. I think this is that Frankenfood again. That don't look right. Is anybody else examining their food like I do? Like, that don't look right. Chicken did not used to look like that when I would cut it up. There's layers and little holes. It doesn't look normal. I think this is that fake meat. I forget what they call it, but there's a name for it. I seen it. Look at this. See the layers? I seen it. It was like manufactured meat. It was it was supposed to look like real meat, and it does look like real meat. But I don't know. I'm curious to see other people's videos. If this is chicken, look, chicken. Have you ever seen chicken like that? That does not look like chicken. And if it's not made from a chicken, what is it made from? And then that meat glue. I guess they're using meat glue to put it together? I thought they were just doing that with steak, but now I'm seeing, look. Ugh. It's like so disturbing. Why? It's supposed to be chicken. Look, it looks like real chicken. But when you cut into it, something weird's going on. Yeah, that's definitely not normal chicken. Look, there's the outside. Yeah, that's a nice piece of chicken, right? And then, here it is. Freaking weird. Doesn't look normal. Why are the layers separated like this? Can anybody tell me? I've never noticed this before. Is it? See it? What's the layers? Is it always like that? Am I just like went my whole life and never seen this before until now? I don't know. It's just strange. Jeez, look, layers.
So the Air Force admits that an alien escaped from Area 51 in the 80s. Air Force Office of Special Investigations Richard Doty stated that he was on the team that was trying to find this alien. It escaped and took off into the desert. It was actually captured by a guy named Wainwright, Gus Wainwright. He was a trapper. He found this thing just crawling around and he captured it. Now this is what it looked like, quataloid here. That's what they call it, a quataloid. He captured it. Called the police. Police came down. The government got word of it. They came down and they said, hey, we're taking this thing. And Gus Wainwright actually had taken a photo. He took the photo and he had all this camera footage of it. And the government, of course, took it. So when they took it, it was 35 millimeter. They took all of his film and they left. But he had it. He had one shot left, and he posted it up in a bar in Nevada. and everybody was looking at this thing thinking it was strange, and nobody knew that it was really a real alien with a real picture taken, crazily enough. So anyway, do you believe this story? Do you believe this story? It's a good one. If you want to learn more, check out, they got a good episode on Gaia. You can take a look at that, or come on over to Locked On Yours podcast.
They always show the truth in plain sight, don't they? Imagine if you were to go to a bar and you saw an alien or whatever, a picture, you wouldn't think that was real. Or maybe you would because you're so, drunk or whatever, but nobody would believe you either way.
So I'm not trying to freak anybody out. I was going to talk about this for a while, but is anyone else looking into the fact that there's 76 volcanoes that are currently erupting? Our poles have moved astronomical, they're moving faster than they ever have in history. And on top of that, we've got the earthquakes everywhere and the fires. We've got earthquakes that are happening at Yellowstone National Park and Santorini, which are two of the most massive volcanoes. We have the gases that are coming from these different volcanic eruptions that are spreading all over the planet. And then on top of that, we've also got the solar flares that are hitting the magnetic field of our planet, which, if it weakens enough, can actually cause the poles to flip. And that's concerning, because if you've looked into what happens if that, we don't know for sure. It's theoretical. For entertainment purposes only, always and forever, of course. But theoretically, it wouldn't be good. Who knows? There could be some saving grace. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe it'll just all calm down. But it goes along also with the Hopi prophecy of the two brothers or twins flipping, and then the weakening, and then the floods and all that jazz that seems to be. And then we've got the airplanes on top of that, which could either be maybe from the magnetic field or the solar flares or from the poles shifting. I have no idea, but there's a lot of plane crashes that are happening. You can't deny that. At first I was like, okay, we're just focusing more on no, there's more. And double what the normal volcanic eruptions are. That's a lot. I thought it was a lot last year, but it seems like it's kind of adding up, is all I'm going to say. I'm just wondering if anyone else is paying attention to any.
Might be on to something. We had a lot of planes crashing this year. The weather is crazy. Maybe something is going on with the poles shifting.
This is one of the most disturbing human experiments in American history. Today we're talking about the monster study. It was a study for researchers to see how they could destroy a child's life using nothing but shame. And once we go into the details, you'll realize that the name The Monster Study really isn't that inflammatory. It's actually pretty generous. Also, a reminder, I cover a lot of dark stuff on this page, so viewer discretion is advised, but follow along if you want to hear more. The Monster Study happened in 1939 at the University of Iowa as a speech pathology study. Bear in mind, this is long before moral and ethical guidelines were applied in scientific experiments. Having said that, researchers wanted to see if stuttering could be learned, so they decided to test the theory on orphaned children. Here's how the experiment worked. The children were separated into two groups. The first group were children who already had stutters, and the second group were atypical fluent speaking children. The children who already had a stutter were praised, encouraged, and told they were great speakers. But the second group, with the kids with no speech issues, were basically psychologically tormented. Despite the fact that they were speaking just fine, the researchers reinforced that they were speaking wrong, that nobody could possibly understand them, and that they were stuttering. And if that's not bad enough, another really disturbing part of this experiment is that these kids had no idea that they were a part of an experiment at all. All they knew is that they were taking these field trips to this college, and they were just being negged by these scientists. As a result of this experiment, some of the already vulnerable, abandoned, orphan children who spoke perfectly fine before actually developed stutters, and some of them stopped speaking altogether. It turns out that constant criticism and shame can have very real, significant, and lifelong impacts, and their theory turned out to be correct. So the kids didn't know they were part of an experiment until decades later, because the monster study was buried for 60 years. It wasn't exposed until the early 2000s when journalists started to investigate it. And as a result, the University of Iowa had to issue an apology, and the state of Iowa actually had to pay a $900,000 settlement to the participants. But by then the damage was already done. The monster study showed us how damaging and potentially dangerous shame is. And if left unchecked, it can rob people of their self-worth and their identity. Remember this, because history doesn't repeat itself, but people do.
Considering how easy it is to deceive children, I think that's really messed up that they did something like that. My rule is criticism without feedback is just being mean or cruel. So that's pretty much what that study showed, which anybody would already know that growing up having really mean and strict parents.
Plain sights about the waters above the firmament. Did you guys know it rains fish in some places? And in some places it's like clockwork, like they have fish rain festivals. The official narrative does not make sense on this. The cosmic waters above makes a lot more sense to me.
In Texas, where multiple residents reported witnessing the aquatic animals fall from the sky. News Nation correspondent Marky Martin explains.
This New Year's week, it's raining fish. There's tons of them in my yard.
I caught a fish that has wings.
Flying fish are real, you guys.
That's sick. That's what I'm talking about.
Why
Flying
are there fish
baby.
that can fly? This was on a live stream I watched the other day. Nobody can convince me that this is not a starfish, which then made me think of Patrick Star and how he lives under a rock.
What is it? It's a rocket ship, duh!
Sandy lives in an air dome underwater.
Look, we're in space now! Whee!
Look at the bubbles. They're telling you something.
Somebody get me down! Up or something! It sure looks a lot like
They
home.
crash land back in Bikini Bottom.
And they just start making stuff up. Yeah. Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows? Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon? Talk about a fish story. Yeah.
People love using that clip as a truth in plain sight for us not going to the moon, but they're missing the bigger picture. A fish story. I have also noticed that in just about every kid's book, there's fish in the sky. This book called Why Not blew me away because it's about looking up towards the sky, and all it does is mix sea life imagery with the sky. Remember, Ezekiel says that the firmament is like Beryl. This looks just like Beryl. You could see fish in the northern lights in this book too. This world is nothing like what we've been taught.
You had mentioned several times that you think that the UFO, UAP phenomena stuff is all spiritual.
I'm satisfied that I know enough, and I don't really want to know that much more. Because what I think I know is, this doesn't help me at all to know that. So that's a conclusion I've reached. I'm usually pretty curious. I've stopped being curious about this because I don't want to know anymore.
You truly don't want to know anymore about it?
I think I know. I think I know what's up. So I can't prove it, so probably not to articulate it, but I think I know what's up, yeah.
Can you articulate it?
Well, I think it's a really old story. I think it's a really old story. So
what is it?
Well, one, I'm a Christian and I'm fairly sincere about it. I try to be sincere about it.
What was it that led you to believe?
Talking to a lot of people. I was really shocked by what credible people told me. I became completely satisfied, I'll say that they were not lying and that they were right or in the vicinity of right. And then I was like, whoa, I'm out. Because I don't need to go farther than that. I mean, I think that the real struggles are unseen. That is absolutely a part of Christian theology. I didn't fully appreciate it at all. The belief that the real struggles are in the spiritual realm. That has been a constant belief since the beginning of history, recorded history. Everybody has thought that, except us in the West, since 1945. So once you get perspective on this question, you're like, okay, that may sound crazy to someone who thinks buying shit on Amazon is the meaning of life, but to every other person in the world, we may disagree about what the truth is. I'm sure we will, but we will never disagree with the fact that there's a lot of shit going on that we cannot see or measure with our senses. That is absolute, actually. And I think that's probably true.
Is there a specific reason or a handful of reasons, or is this a hunch? Did you believe that they're working with the supernatural realm? or have a
Well,
relationship.
I can't prove that. I mean, I'm suggesting that. I'm not saying it because I can't prove it, but I'm suggesting it. And if you're asking whether I believe it, the answer is yes. But I believe that for two reasons. One, because I've told that directly by a couple of people who I think seem knowledgeable, and I attach some weight to that.
I think once he found out that the theory is that there's people or entities on, not people, there's entities on other dimensions that harvest our emotions, negative ones mainly, for energy, he been kind of freaked out about the subject ever since. So I don't blame him. If somebody really high up that was credible told me that, I probably would freak out too. So.
You think that I could be an Illuminati member?
Blood. That's Holly weird for you.
So good. What the fuck is this? But what is this?
Welcome to the channel. It's me, Vandal. I hope you're having an excellent day. Let's get to the videos.
You think that I could be an Illuminati member?
I think you potentially could be an Illuminati member, Dr. Phil. I don't think that you get this amount of power and influence and media coverage without taking a deal.
With who?
The Illuminati. They would come and say, Dr. Phil, we can offer you all the money. We can offer you power. We can offer you influence. You just need to take a deal with us.
Could I be wearing a mask?
You could. Could I get up and look?
No, how are you going to look?
I'm just gonna...
Yeah, go ahead. What do you think?
I think that the technology is so advanced.
Let me tell you, sister, if I was wearing a mask, it wouldn't look like this.
So good, though. To honor the definitive queen of Scream, Jamie Lee Curtis, here is Nev Campbell.
Like, oh, fuck the fake, chicken on me. What I do, I took the back. Fool me twice, that's my bad. I can't even blame her for that. Enough to make me want to murder. Please, get my bell. I'm a beast.
It only returns when pork prices drop low enough. It's the boomerang of fast food. You throw it away, but it keeps coming back. What are you eating? Not actual ribs. It's ground pork shoulder and trimmings pressed into a rib shape. It's like ordering ribs and getting a cardboard cutout with wheels. The fake shape is held together with meat glue. Yes, meat glue is real, and not what you want to think about while eating. The ingredient list reads like a chemistry experiment. It once contained azotocarbonamide, used in yoga mats and shoe soles. When your sandwich shares ingredients with yoga equipment, you're getting more flexibility than you bargained for. McDonald's removed this chemical, but what else lurks in that patty?
Pork shaped like a rib with meat glue. When you have to start using glue to keep the food together, maybe it's time to start thinking about different dining arrangements. You're basically eating edible arts and crafts.
Dude, have y'all seen this video right here yet, man? This is absolutely mind-blowing, dude. Y'all gotta stop eating this stuff, man.
McDonald's, what the fuck is this? But what is this? Like, I've heard of a cheese pull from mozzarella stick, but what is this? This, I start pulling and it's like I can hang the sandwich. This is not right, McDonald's. Chicken doesn't do this. This isn't chicken. And here I thought this was a better option of your chicken sandwiches because I thought it was like better quality. But this is a fucking chicken yo-yo.
Does anybody else besides me feel extremely tired
Like, no matter how much sleep you get, it just feels like it's not enough sleep. I can't explain it. It just feels weird. Like, you could sleep 10 hours, 8 hours, whatever, and you just still feel tired. I know I can't be the only one feeling like this recently. Something really feels off in the atmosphere. Something just feels very weird. And I know I can't be the only one that is feeling like this. Does anybody else besides me feel like this? Like, you just feel like you're going through the motions throughout the day and you just feel extremely drained. Comment down below and you tell me.
It's not just burnout anymore. The planet put snooze on everyone.
Dude, they got her. I'm not kidding. Look at her hand. Look at Chloe's hand. Look how it's gray, man. I've got the answers. I know what happened, seriously. So this right here was Chloe before, man. Somebody explain. Hold on. Before we go to that, just check this out. What about this chick right here off Wicked? What's up with their hands being like... Explain it. Because before... Okay, it cut her... Anyways, before, dude, she had fat hands. But now they're... Anyways, hold on. Same thing with Ariana Grande, dude. Look at her before. Woo-wee. What happened to her, man? I mean, how can we help her is what I want to know. Seriously, man. All of these Hollywood people, dude, they go from looking like normal, good looking, whatever, to something happens to them and they go looking like this. Now, somebody tell me why they go looking like this. Tell me, okay? Did y'all know that I use electroculture in my garden too, man? Check out this strawberry, man. Electroculture is where you get copper, you put a little spiral, anyways, look at the difference in that and none. Explain that to me. If it doesn't work, explain it. But back to Chloe, though, man. Look, if you really want to know, dude, go...
Are they building in real time? Because they're switching actors out mid-season. Hollywood feel like a reboot in real time.
So rich people aren't trying to get into heaven. They're trying to live forever. Some are funding brain uploads. Others are literally injecting young blood. If vampires were real, they wear Patagonia vests. They're not just throwing money at vitamins and cold plunges. We're talking about actual billionaires trying to upload their minds into machines. Like Dmitry Iskov, a Russian multimillionaire who launched the 2045 initiative to transfer consciousness into android bodies. His goal, to never die, just to upgrade. Meanwhile, tech executives are investing in death predictive AI, not to help you, of course, just to know when they need a new heart grown in a lab. Some are even backing experiments in head transplants. Yeah, Frankenstein stuff, but with TED Talk lighting. And then there's cryogenics, freezing your body or the brain the second you die, hoping someone in the future defrosts you rich. That whole Disney conspiracy coming to life. Companies like Al Gore already have vaults full of heads on ice, and none of them seem that interested in fixing the world. They just want to outlive it. Build bunkers, launch to Mars, become eternal cloud ghosts while the rest of us roast on a dying planet. Remember, Peter Thiel did say death is a problem to be engineered out of.
They're injecting young blood and calling it biohacking. If vampires exist, they'll definitely be driving Teslas and gatekeeping Whole Foods.
What's a conspiracy theory you 100% know is true? Root canals. There's this YouTube video, which before was a documentary on Netflix before it got pulled after 2 weeks, known as The Root Cause. The Root Cause discusses the big psyop by dental industry and by big pharma to people's health up through root canals. You can't even watch it in the United States. You have to turn on a VPN because it's banned by the American Dental Association, which is in bed with big pharma. I had a root canal recently removed, and once they did the DNA biopsy on the tooth, they found 20 different types of parasites growing and living inside of my jaw. Stay away from fluoride, stay away from root canal.
Over 20 parasites found in this man's jaw. When your molars qualify as a horror show, maybe it's time to skip the dentist and take a trip to the CDC.
Timbaland has signed the first AI artist. Real artists should probably be shitting their pants right now. This is not a human. This is a computer-generated image of a pop star. And this artist, Tata, was just signed by Timbaland. They're calling this genre A-pop, which would be like AI pop. This is an article from Billboard. Timbaland has launched his own AI entertainment company called Stage Zero, and its first signee is that artist, Tata. This is all driven by something called Suno AI, which makes AI-generated music. One of the co-founders, Mudaliar, said, "The artists of tomorrow won't just be human, they'll be IP, code and robotics that are fully autonomous." That is what these companies are going for. Autonomous musical robots. Like, this is something out of Black Mirror that look human, sound human, perform like humans. Apparently, Timbaland has been an advocate for AI music, which is interesting to me because producers can just like walk onto the AI scene now and like make stuff in minutes. Timbaland said, what used to take me 3 months only takes me 2 days now to make. I honestly feel like that's kind of scary, man. I think we're about to lose the soul of music. Something's got to give here with the music and the art industry and this AI stuff.
Timbaland signed the AI rapper. We hit a timeline when Cole has a better mixtape than you.
Now, a lot of people, which gets really weird, when you see like celebrities of 2025, they look like people of the past. And they showed this even with Alex Jones. It was like a new Alex Jones and then the old Alex Jones.
Nicolas Cage. There's quite a few Nicolas Cage doppelgangers.
Yes. So all of these different people, they look like they have clones. So it makes you wonder. But what I did find, which was interesting with the cloning, when a egg is at a certain point, it can be split and then it can produce a twin. And so then I started thinking, well, we think of clones because that's what we're taught, like the whole thing what they talk about. But then I started to think about, what about twins? What about when you have like, I don't know, triplets or something like that? And that was the only information I could find on potential cloning and that the people are being cloned or whatever it is and then multiplying XYZ out. But I couldn't find much because when I started going into the DNA and the gene and that whole thing, because that's the PCR test.
Let me tell you a true story, so boom. Why is it that every weekend it's cloudy, it's raining? Why is that? But on the weekdays, it's nice and sunny. And let's not forget, guys, people don't get to enjoy the weekdays because they work. They gotta come home. They gotta pick up their kids. So why is it always nice on the weekdays and raining and cloudy on the weekends? Can somebody answer that question? Can you? And let's not forget, guys, I've been waking up tired all the time. Even if I had a full night's rest, I'm tired. Why? I don't know, guys. Why? Why is that? People work all week to enjoy the weekend. And then when the weekend comes, it's raining, it's cloudy, it's windy. I don't know, guys. I don't know anything. I'm asking a question. Why is that? And time seems to be going faster and faster. What is going on out here, guys? People are saying that we're in the end times. But I don't believe none of that. We're right on time. Shh, don't you really say it. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. I'm out.
Sunny all week, storms every weekend. Is this a coincidence or somebody is adding misery to the forecast?
Is it possible that the people around us are not real and they're actually just dreaming themselves into our reality? I had a pretty bizarre dream last night that seems to confirm this. Last night I was dreaming that I was in a grocery store. I don't know about you, but I've been having many dreams about grocery stores lately, and most of these dreams are lucid, which means that I'm conscious during the dream. I am aware that I am dreaming. My last grocery store dream had to do with a reptilian, so if you want to see that one, check it out in my reptilian playlist. But in last night's grocery store dream, I was standing in line and I realized that I was dreaming. I don't know how to explain it, but usually in lucid dreams, things just seem more bright. They seem more clear, and my mind is conscious of the fact that I'm dreaming. So I asked the guy next to me who's standing in line at the grocery store if he realizes that we're in a dream. The guy looks at me and he's like, "This isn't a dream. This is my reality. I'm not dreaming." What? So does that mean that in our reality, there are other people dreaming themselves into our reality? It is a good question. Let me know your thoughts down below and follow for more esoteric weird stories.
The following home security footage has gone viral, and it's for a good reason. People believe this may be an actual alien captured by the Ring camera. This was captured on June 5th, 2025 in Compton, California. And so many questions have arisen, especially why this house? And did anything happen to this family? Take a look at this footage, comment below, tell me what you think.
Out of all the galaxies they could have visited, They visit Compton. The alien's either fearless or is looking for tacos.
Yes, we could absolutely destroy the cartels. If you have ever seen a special operations unit function in combat, good luck, buddy. You know, like, I don't care who you are, we are going to come out on top. I think we would come out on top with every fight that we pick. Let me put it that way.
Okay, so this is supposedly real Russian CCTV footage of this really fast-moving object that blows by. This is like some Marvel tech or some like alien tech, but you're going to be watching right up here. You see that thing move? And then look at the clock. I mean, I'm sure someone could fake this, but watch. This is crazy. Is it touching the ground?
At Wake Forest in North Carolina, where I underwent 2 MRI brain scans. This first scan with no caffeine in my system. Then I downed just 1 drink. Now my second MRI. This was my brain before caffeine. This was after. The difference was remarkable.
It's like a 40% drop in the blood flow to your brain. So that's a lot.
So before caffeine, with caffeine, the blood flow to my brain dropped about 40%.
40%.
Really?
That might explain most people's thought process after the morning.
This old alien footage on YouTube, uploaded in 2009, way before AI or deepfakes were everywhere. It looks so real. Let me know what you think in the comments, and follow for more weird finds.
I'm sorry, is this not weird? Justin Bieber commented on Ariana Greenblatt's Instagram post talking about I love you. And this girl's 17, and Justin Bieber's 31. Is that not weird? The man has a wife and a child, and he's commenting on a 17-year-old's post talking about I love you. I'm sorry, that's strange. That's strange. He deleted the comment, which clearly shows that somebody thought it was strange, but I don't know. This is weird to me.
Once he's no longer valuable, he'll face consequences for his actions just like the rest of them.
Stop eating tomatoes right now. There's a massive recall. This information could end up saving some lives, so listen up. The FDA has issued a recall on tomatoes, citing that they could cause severe illness or even skull emoji, if you know what I mean. Apparently, there was a very dangerous bacteria found on tomatoes that were distributed in Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. Now, those are the only places this bacteria has been found so far. However, I think it may be a good idea to steer clear of tomatoes for a little bit, no matter where you are, just in case. Now, this recall applies to not only tomatoes, but also products made with tomatoes. So if you have anything like ketchup or some kind of canned tomatoes, those are not safe either, at least not at the moment.
How does one get possessed?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. The 2 biggest ways are dabbling in the occult.
What does that mean?
Playing with demonic things, Ouija boards, going to a psychic, tarot cards, or actual occult worship of the devil. Those are pretty much immediate open doors that you're going to have demons come right in.
Psychics are demonic.
They're not channeling your dead relatives. Well, the psychic told me my mother shared this with me when I was 10, and nobody ever knew that but us. So it has to be my mom, except for the demons in the room who also heard it. And now they're impersonating your mother.
Wow.
They can put up a good show. They can also place thoughts in our minds, and they can manipulate our emotions. And when you have that trifecta, the person is 100% believes it's their mother.
Just a reminder that the guy that predicted that the Trump assassination would happen and that he'd get shot in the ear, the guy that predicted the drones everywhere in New Jersey and the whole alien thing, and predicted the simultaneity and the effect of both the New Orleans and Las Vegas attack. He predicts also that sometime during the winter, we are going to have the new Madrick seismic zone cataclysmically quake. Like, he said it's going to be a 10, but I don't know if that's even possible. But yeah, he's been right about those other things, so just a heads up for people living down in New Madrid area.
I hear some more morbid stuff you didn't ask for. I'll take that as a yes. There's a species of bee called a vulture bee or a carrion bee. They're called that because they feast on decomposing flesh. Their hives also look like decomposing flesh. In fact, when I discovered this, I kind of thought they made their hives in a carcass. Nope, just looks like that. They also make honey. It's technically edible. It's called meat honey, because scientists are just so creative with that one. Apparently, it tastes savory, smoky, and uniquely sweet. Please don't eat the meat honey. Okay, bye. So yes, I'm aware it's not technically honey because it's not derived from nectar. It's technically a protein, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. From bee, it honey.
I think I'll pass on the meat honey.
This man was haunted by something that mimicked his dead grandmother.
Oh!
After his grandmother passed away, a father and his daughters inherited her house. But the moment they moved in, they noticed something was off. All her belongings were still in place. Then one night, Alex heard a chair dragging upstairs. When he went to check, he saw a face staring at him from the shadows of a dark room. Alex says it looked exactly like his grandmother. But things only got worse.
This is not what I signed up for when I got this house. Oh! Come on.
He sees what appears to be his grandmother again, but when he runs to confront her, there's no one there.
Stop what you're doing because some students just made 3D holograms using quantum entanglement. Not theory anymore. This is right now, guys. They basically hacked reality. Students at Brown University figured out how to capture infrared information using visible light through entangled photons, like spooky action at a distance level sorcery. They made a hologram with a letter B, but here's the gag. They did it without traditional infrared cameras. Just a nonlinear crystal and quantum light pairs. Infrared photons touched the object. Visible photons told the story. Boom, hologram. They solved the phase wrapping problem where the wave data gets all scrambled by using two slightly different wavelengths, basically stretching the light like taffy so they could see deeper into the object like quantum depth perception. So next time someone says quantum tech is all hype, show them the B, because baby, reality is not ready for what's coming and we're just getting started. Follow me for more.
So does that mean that in the future when you have a phone call with someone, it'll be like Star Trek?
This that I be talking about, y'all. Y'all see this? They built a robot the size of a grain of salt. And I'm not even exaggerating. Look at this, y'all. That's the US penny. And that's the robot, y'all. Do you see how tiny it is? Look like a tick. It's the world's smallest remote control robot at 0.02 inches, y'all. And the crazy part is, it don't use batteries to move. They move the junk with a laser, y'all. Imagine something this small being a robot that don't need batteries and it can move it with a laser. Now they say they're using this for medicine. They're using it in the hospital, in the medical field. Now the question is, do you really think they only use this for medicine, for the hospital? They can make this joint walk, crawl, go flat. Like, come on now. If it can do all the movements, what else can it do? What, spy on you? Track you? Inject you? I'm just saying. I thought like this was only on movies, but now we're seeing it. It's in real life. So you gotta start thinking. Things that we see on movies, a lot of the times, it's either here or it's real. And they just don't show us until they want us to know. So they say this been around since 2022, but we're just hearing about it in 2025. So over the course of them 3 years, what were they using this for? Drop a, they already watching us in the comments if you feel what I'm saying. Because if these things been around, they probably been on us, in our house, on our clothes, in your ear, in your body. You never know.
According to experts, if you can survive until the year 2050, you may be able to avoid death entirely and live forever. The reason that they're saying this is because they believe that medical technology will be so advanced by the year 2050 that they'll be able to stop the aging process or completely reverse it to an ideal age altogether. Some of the treatments they believe will be ready for this process by 2050 includes gene editing, replacing your organs with brand new lab-grown or 3D printed organs, and even nanomedicine. And if all that fails, experts even believe that people will have an option to upload their consciousness into a computer program so that they can live in their perfectly simulated world forever. Now to me, it seems like all of this is just leading to the end times beast system. The idea of humans combining with technology is being pushed heavily recently, and I believe technology will be a key component in people receiving the actual mark of the beast on their forehead or arms. Now obviously 2050 is still a while away, so all of that is just a theory. But leave a like and let me know in the comments. If you could, would you want to live forever by...
You want to be immortal? Nah, I think I'll pass.
Bro, what the hell are they doing in China now? What you are looking at is a new technique developed in Shenyang, China, used to help people fall asleep. So naturally, you might be wondering, how does swinging from your neck help you with better REM? Well, kind of interesting. The idea was created by a man who was trying to treat cervical spondylosis, aka arthritis of the neck. And during his research, he started claiming that this swinging motion helps reduce stiffness and tension in your neck, allowing, allegedly, for a more comfortable sleep. And believe it or not, people are claiming it's working. Every day, hordes of people are reportedly going to his facility for this treatment. And brother is serious about expanding it, as he's even trademarked it and applied for a patent. But it isn't clear if this guy has any medical training, and actual qualified doctors are warning against this treatment shock, saying that it has no scientific research or trials behind it. They're concerned this could cause damage to your very delicate nerves, tendons, and ligaments in your neck. So, will it cure your insomnia? Maybe. And will it snap your spine? Also maybe.
When you have issues sleeping, you'll do just about anything to go to sleep.
Okay, I am baffled. I have no clue what type of phenomenon is this that appears in central London last night, 5 minutes to 9 in the evening, London time. This was during my live stream. To me, it looks like an alien spaceship. And then it's out of the blue, the shape's changed to like an apple. Look at it. Can anyone explain? Or if you live in central London, did you witness, look at the sky and seeing this apart from me during my live stream? It's so weird. The shape is, I can't explain it. All I can think of is like an apple shape or something else. It's definitely some kind of phenomenon. I don't know. What is this? Can anyone explain? JSM here, share your thoughts.
How lifelike realistic are the masks? If you were in the room with this person wearing the mask, would you notice that it's a mask?
You would not notice unless you told a really hysterical joke and the person couldn't laugh hysterically. It had limits. It could smile, couldn't laugh hysterically. I wore those masks in a couple of pretty tight situations and no one knew until I announced it.
Jonna, is it right that you wore that in front of George H.W. Bush? And could he tell?
I did wear it. Brent Scowcroft was in the room, Bob Gates, John Sununu. No one else had any idea until I took it off.
No idea. I had no idea.
So you did it just to show them that this was possible. Is that right?
Absolutely. I wanted the president to see that we had taken disguise to a really dramatically new level.
Did you take one home as a souvenir? Are you in that? Is that you? Are you in there? Is that you in the mask?
This is just me. In the image, yeah, that's me. Taken off my head.
What?
And John Sununu had not been listening. He'd been working on his own notes. So he just glanced up when I did that. And he let out this funny little noise, like not a shriek, somewhere between a shriek and a squeak.
A guy wore a full mask in front of the president and no one noticed. This isn't espionage with a full clearance.
What the hell in the Chernobyl is going on in Ohio, y'all? Over 5,000 gallons of toxic nitric acid just spilled at the Austin powder plant in Zaleski, Ohio, y'all. And they telling everybody to evacuate. Get up out of there. So if you're around that spot, if you in 30 miles of that area, they telling you got to get the hell up out of there. I'm hearing right now, they're already bringing the hazmat people. They are bringing Red Cross. They are bringing hella emergency people on the scene right now. They said this leak is so dangerous that the FAA is locking down a 30-mile radius no-fly zone up to 20,000 feet. Now, what I'm trying to figure out is, how the hell did this happen? Somebody explain to me. At this point, y'all, this is not no little spill. This is a catastrophe, if you ask me. Look at that shit. Somebody let me know. Is this another East Palestine situation? I need y'all thoughts down below on this. Let me know.
Another toxic spill in Ohio. At this point, Ohio is America's beta testing zone for apocalypses.
So marine archaeologists say that they found a 10,000-year-old playground underwater. You just heard what I said, right? A 10,000-year-old playground underwater. Matter of fact, look at this shit.
200 miles off Hawaii's coast, a team from the Oceanic Exploration Institute has uncovered what they're calling a prehistoric playground. At the ocean floor, they found stone structures, slides, circular platforms, and carved seats, what appears to be a staircase straight from a science fiction novel, arranged in a pattern that suggests a play area, dating back roughly 10,000 years to the end of the ice age.
10,000 years ago.
Carbon dating of...
Now, if they found that shit underwater, you gotta ask yourself, what else is under there? They said that that was a playground from 10,000 years ago. First and foremost, how do you know exactly how many years it's been in there? And second, again, if that's there, what about those cities that went missing? Where are they at? You see, what they do is they dig and they dig and they dig and they dig. And one time, y'all gonna dig and y'all gonna bring some shit back that y'all not supposed to bring back. Apparently, if it's going missing for a reason. But, y'all so curious. You know what they say curiosity did, right? Pay attention.
Slides and swings under the ocean. Either history is a lie or Atlantis ran the chillest daycare on Earth.
I'm still debating on whether or not Nikola Tesla actually existed.
I've heard that theory too. I've heard a lot of people say that because the amount of patents that he filed in a very short amount of time, it was kind of inhuman.
Yeah, but there are other sort of stranger anomalies to Tesla. For example, he never had sex, so he has no offspring. There are no descendants from him. But he did have siblings. One died. His older brother died when he was younger. It fell off a horse. But I cannot find a single living descendant. And I've reached out. I contacted his museum. They said that they didn't know the whereabouts of any of his descendants. The other thing is that if you look for video footage of him, this is a pioneer of technology who gave public talks and lectures and allegedly wrote for journals and magazines. People would pay him to come to dinner if they were having a dinner party. Everybody wanted him. He was top of the list. But there's no video footage of him, yet there is of his rival Edison, and there also is of Einstein, who once famously said that if you want to know who the most intelligent man in the world is, you need to speak to Nikola Tesla. So you've got someone at really the forefront of technology with no video footage and no living descendants and just a handful of images. We always see the same ones of him over his entire lifespan. So I find that strange. And to do what, as you quite rightly said, achieve what he did in quite a short period of time is unusual.
People out here really questioning if Tesla actually existed because he filed too many patents too quickly and he had no living descendants. Plus, there's no video footage of him despite being famous. Either he was superhuman or he's the greatest fictional character that ever existed.
All right, so my friend Dana, an email, and she says, make sure you're checking your labels. And we've talked about this before, but make sure when you guys are buying chicken, you look for this: hatched, raised, and harvested in the USA. If it does not say hatched, then you will know that it is lab-grown fake meat. So make sure you guys are looking for that word hatched. Anytime you buy chicken, whatever kind of chicken it is, it should have the words hatched on it somewhere. So here we go. Over here, you've got it. So just make sure you guys are paying attention to that when you're out and about buying chicken, looking at chicken, things like that. It won't say it for beef, obviously, but anything else, you should see the words hatched and hopefully raised, but definitely hatched. So here's the issue though. Looking for the word hatched is definitely necessary so that you know it is real chicken. But the problem is real chicken doesn't always mean that it's good chicken. I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures that are rolling around and videos that are rolling around social media and stuff right now. I myself have been a victim of this, I guess is the right word to use, victim of this. And I'm sure numerous of you out there have experienced this as well, where the chicken that you buy, it says hatched, it says harvested, it says raised, it says all this other stuff, you know, in the USA. And you're thinking to yourself, this is great. At least it didn't come from China or Mexico or any other countries. It's, you know, homegrown, right? So you're excited about it. You get it home and you go to take out the chicken breast. Let's say you got a package of chicken breast, whether it's from Walmart, or it's Kroger, it's Publix, Fred Meyer, Aldi, it's any of these other places. You get it home, you take the chicken breasts out, and you go to maybe thin them or tenderize them or do whatever it is you're going to do. And you pull it back or you get cutting and you're like, why does it look like this? Why does it look like some sort of weird mutation has happened to this chicken? And a lot of us are having this happen, and it's putting a lot of people off of buying chicken lately. I've talked to numerous people. I've had numerous people in the comments who are like, I've quit eating as much chicken. I don't eat as much beef. I've been eating more vegetables, more grains, more stuff like that, less meat. And I'm telling y'all right now, this is the direction that we're supposed to be going, according to Bill Gates and the government and everything else when it comes to climate change and cow farts and chicken coops and all this other stuff. They want us to go away from the meats. They are willingly, knowingly over plumping, I think is the right word we're going to go with here, over plumping these chickens. Their growth hormones are ridiculous. The amount of meat these birds are putting on their bodies in a record time is causing so many issues with the meat itself once we get it. Once we go out there and purchase it, take it home to eat, and it's disgusting, it's gross, and we have now wasted money. Now we're grossed out by the chicken and we don't want to eat it. We are wary of buying it again. It's not a good look. There are people.
There's one thing in the world that's the most iconic thing ever. There's a conspiracy about it. Yeah. Now, there's a statue that came to light recently. I'm going to show you a picture. No.
I thought you were going to say.
There's a statue recently. Look at this. It's an old statue, but look. Yeah. Now, do you see this? Do you know who this is?
Look. It's like a vampire. I don't know.
So he has wings. He has wings, and there's a chain on his ankle, right? And he has a crown. It's obviously Lucifer, like Satan.
I saw the chain. I was like, yeah.
Right? Now check this out. Look at this. What foot is this? You've seen this statue before.
Wait.
I know you've seen this statue before.
Is that the one in? No, that's not the one.
Look. You see it? So there's a chain and a foot. That's the foot of the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, yeah. I heard about this.
Now this statue, going back to that statue, look, there's 7 points on this crown, right? There's 7 points on this crown.
Yeah.
Statue of Liberty has 7 points on its crown.
No.
Now go back to the statue. Look, what's by its feet? An apple. Where is the Statue of Liberty?
No.
The Big Apple. New York City. What do they call New York City? The Big Apple, fam.
No,
Crazy.
Yo.
What's in New York City? Why are they praising the Statue of Liberty, which is literally Lucifer? And you know why it's holding a torch?
Why?
Because Lucifer was the angel of light before.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I seen that, but I didn't know what the 7
crown.
thing.
Yeah.
Damn.
Let's go ahead and take a look at a controversial Bigfoot sighting. Even though it's controversial, it's one of the closest and clearest Sasquatch clips of all time. Originally uploaded in 2022, the clip comes from a TikTok user who claims he found Bigfoot. He states, quote, "We found him. I've been hiking thousands of times and have only seen his giant footprints once, up in Bailey," end quote. The video is super up close and clear, giving us a completely HD look at a Bigfoot. This one has very dark fur, a primate-like face, and human-like eyes. And it's very tall, just hiding behind a tree. Now commenters are debating whether this one is real or not. One commenter says, "That's a real Bigfoot, I know, I've seen one, face to face in the wilderness. I nearly died." Another commenter says it's computerized. And then another commenter states, "He looks pretty intelligent if you ask me." And finally, someone else said, "I don't care if this is real or fake. At least it's a clear shot for once." And honestly, he's right. Oftentimes when we see Bigfoots caught on camera or even creatures caught on camera, they're usually blurry or far away or a combination. This one is as good as it gets, real or fake.
Got a high quality video footage of Bigfoot instead of the usual blurry mess. This one is either the most realistic costume we've ever seen, or Bigfoot finally decided to upgrade his gear. Either way, now we can see what we're always arguing about.
So let me get this straight. You believe in dinosaurs, but you don't believe in dragons? Did you know in the 1936 Webster's Dictionary, the word dragon was listed as a real creature, a huge serpent, just now rare. Not imaginary, not make-believe, rare. Now take a look at this picture, burn it into your mind, because I'm about to read something from an old book in my collection. This is an account of Marco Polo's travels where he wrote about huge serpents. In this province are found snakes and great serpents of such vast size as to strike fear into those who see them. They have 2 forelegs near the head. The head is very big and the eyes are bigger than a great loaf of bread. The mouth is large enough to swallow a man whole. Those who take them proceed to extract the gall from the inside. If a woman is hard in labor, they give her such a dose and she is delivered at once. Again, if one has any disease and applies a small quantity of this gall, he shall speedily be cured. So a natural cure-all from a creature that we are told never existed. If it did exist, that would be a big problem for Big Pharma. Now, let's talk about dinosaurs. The word dinosaur wasn't invented until 1842, and nearly all ancient civilizations depicted dragons in art, writing, or another form. And the dinosaur bones you think you were seeing in the museums, most of these are plaster, resin, not the real thing. And the Chinese zodiac calendar just happens to have 11 real animals and 1 mythological creature. Dinosaurs are as real as the images of Earth NASA puts out. Just something to think about.
Yeah, a century ago, dragons were listed as real creatures and not imaginary. Even Marco Polo wrote about huge serpents with legs and healing properties. Meanwhile, most dinosaur bones in the museum are plaster replicas. Either we've been lied to about history or dragons had better PR agents.
This next video is from Russia, possibly recorded on February 12, 2025, and this is getting quite viral right now. In this, a man was hiking near the forest when he saw this strange, huge sphere, which he was trying to figure out what it was.
Ходишь по лесу, ни живой души, и встречаешь вот такую штуку круглую. И непонятно, что это, гриб, или НЛО, или что это вообще. Походу какой-то баллон газовый.
Well, as we know, we have never seen those flying spheres on the ground. But people are saying that this could be one of those spheres that landed in the forest because it's the safest place where people rarely come. But this man accidentally saw it and got close to see what it was. I noticed that when he knocked it with his hiking stick, it sounded like it was hollow inside. I tried to find out what it could be in the comments from people, but I didn't find anything that could give proof. Well, if you guys know anything about what it could be, then tell me. Also, what was that man saying in Russian? Be sure to let me know in the comments.
That's not debris. That's a visitor, and it crash landed like it forgot stealth mode.
Okay, the people have really been trying to warn us for so long. I'm watching Madagascar and I have never noticed this before. Let me just show you. Oh, for context, if you don't remember Madagascar in the first one, they get lost, they get out of the zoo, and they're approaching all the animals. They walk up to the thing, they see it's a party going on.
People? It's animals! California animals. Dude, this is like a puppy party. I like to move it. I like to move it.
Artificial steaks are already a reality. Using a 3D printer, they print lab-grown steaks that are almost indistinguishable from meat in appearance, texture, and taste.
Lab-grown meat looks perfect, like it's about to start a TED talk on why cows are obsolete.
Oh, you don't tell people how old you are. I mentally can't like say it out loud because that's what keeps me never aging. Or I'm a vampire, but it's either or. You do got fangs and shit. Yeah, so either one. Pick your poison, you know what I'm saying? But I go with like, when you say it mentally out loud, it's a, word, you spell words. So if I say, I'm so and so age, or if I say I'm getting older, like my body believes it. So
you look so young, bro. It's crazy.
I don't acknowledge it. I just do mental manipulation all the time. It's like, it's magic, you know.
If mental magic kept you young, half of us would be 18 forever, yet here we all are still fading.
So apparently, OpenAI just got hit with a court order to preserve all ChatGPT logs, even those temporary chats that you thought were deleted forever. Thanks to copyright lawsuit, your 3 a.m. conversations are now legal evidence. Is there anyone else suddenly remembering questionable prompts?
You thought your secrets were safe in a chatbot? Turns out even the AI snitched.
I've read every theory on how they built those pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza has 2,300,000 stones in it. Some of them they weigh between 2 and 80 tons. Some of them are cut from a quarry that's hundreds of miles away. These things point, that pyramid is shaped perfectly. Like, if you up like a 1/4 inch there, a 1/2 inch here, by the time you get to the top, that thing's a mess. But meanwhile, it's not. It's perfect. It's also perfectly aligned to true north, south, east, and west. And they're not really sure how old it is. They think they date it to 2,500 BC. But that's just because of organic particles that they pulled from inside stones. But they also say that they probably could have sealed those stones and resealed those stones over time. You're dealing with like a gigantic mystery of unfathomable proportion.
2 million stones, perfect alignment, built with copper chisels and slave labor. Sure, and I built my PC with a rock.
What is that? That's an eyeball. I'm gonna call the cops. What the?
I bet you.
Oh, what the heck?
I bet you it's one of those illegals. The goddamn alien.
What? You think they need help? Oh my God. No, I think it's a deer. I think it's a deer.
What kind of deer has a finger?
The homeowner walks over and closes the curtains, but they keep opening again on their own, almost like someone or something is trying to look outside. While there are such things as automatic curtains, these appear to be ordinary manual ones, and even if it was a draft, it's strange that the curtains seem to move so consistently. Some might also wonder if air vents or open windows could cause the motion, but the way the curtains move and how the homeowner reacts suggests this isn't something they've seen happen before. Maybe it is just a breeze, or maybe someone or something wanted to take a peek outside. Either way, it's definitely enough to make you double check your own windows tonight.
What the hell is this? Honestly, this is really strange. I mean, we're here every night. I've never seen anything like this.
That's the reflection from that light. No, it ain't. No, it fucking ain't. Right there. Yeah, so soon as the light hit it, that's the reflection. The reflection is right in that light.
Oh, fuck that. That is really strange.
Hey, you gotta go.
Huh?
You gotta go.
You gotta let me in.
No, you gotta go, man.
I want to see through the door.
Hey, I'm about to call the cops on you.
I got a key, so you gotta let me in.
I got a gun too. You better go.
I got a gun too.
Hey, I'm calling the cops.
Pull it out.
No, I already called the cops. They're on the way. They on the way.
You didn't do nothing last time, boy.
You going to jail, boy. They on the way.
You dropped her keys, by the way, so I'm getting in.
Hey, they pulling up. Go look behind you.
Huh?
Look behind you. They pulling up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they are.
You gotta go. Get the right key, boy.
You better go before they get here.
Which key is it? Which key is it?
There's about to be a bullet and you better go.
Said there's one in here.
There ain't no key for it.
This is a potentially dangerous story for me to share, but you need to see this because we need answers. I am happy, healthy, and not prone to accidents, just saying. For context, I do a radar and satellite review show on my website every single day. So when I tell you this is freaking weird, I know what freaking weird is. As I was reviewing radar data, I spotted an anomaly in Florida. It appears that a wave was emanating from each tower, which was subsequently pushing the cloud cover and precipitation outward. That alone shouldn't happen. The mainstream narrative is that these towers only track systems, but here we have clouds and rain being moved in a perfect circular outward fashion at the exact same speeds near each tower. And look at this area. When the clouds collide in the middle between two separate waves from two separate towers. Then as I looked along the Gulf coastline, this is where things got even more crazy. All the towers along the coastline are doing the exact same thing at the exact same times. Texas, Louisiana. Look at Louisiana. The wave is emanating outward to the point where the clouds and precipitation spreads out equally in all directions and is then eliminated. In fact, even more strange is at every area of precipitation near the towers along the Gulf and Atlantic coastline disappears simultaneously. And that's not even the craziest freaking part. The craziest freaking part is the time code for when these waves occurred, about 1940 UTC. These areas felt seismic activity. The local news reported it as an earthquake at a 3.1 magnitude.
Well, at about 2:41 this afternoon, apparently there was an earthquake out about 10 miles deep in the Gulf, 70 miles south of Gulf Shores.
A rare event in this area. You heard me right. The moment we saw these waves around these towers, they reported that there was an earthquake. Here's the thing though. Earthquakes don't impact the atmosphere. It can't move clouds. It certainly wouldn't move clouds in perfect circular waves emitting outward from each and every tower along the entire Gulf coastline up to the Carolinas on the Atlantic coast. And I'm still trying to figure out, is this emanating from the towers themselves? Or is there something working with them in the ocean? So I looked a little further to see what I could find in the cloud cover in the Gulf around the time of the supposed earthquake. And I found this. What is moving these clouds out there like that? What are you guys doing?
You can broadcast something from your brain, and it can affect somebody else's brain. There's a cell tower way over there someplace that's broadcasting a frequency. How does that frequency get to my cell phone? I'm in a building. The frequency goes through solid steel. Your brain frequency does the same thing. Your brain frequency is in a space called the 0 point field where there's no time or space. So when you broadcast something from your brain, it's instantaneously everywhere at the same time. If you broadcast what you desire and what you want on the right frequency band, in the right way, it will vibrate molecules in the physical universe and change the attraction of these molecules so that what you want starts to physically materialize.
Well, that explains why when there's hordes of people, they act like zombies.
The veil is thinning so much and so quickly that I've quickly realized that just about everything that has been labeled a fable or mythological is the truth and vice versa. A couple months ago, my For You page was all Ring camera footage of all different weird things like gnomes, which are apparently a thing in multiple cultures, and yes, you could see them very clearly. We're all collectively starting to realize that mountains and rocks are petrified giants. I posted this on Facebook thinking I was gonna blow everybody away, and everybody already knows. Side note, if you're on there, add me. I like to post a lot of stuff like this. Now they just unearthed a dragon skull in Romania, which I already knew it was dragons, but to see it go mainstream is insane. Then it's people all over the place are saying that like you can walk from India to get here and from like Ukraine. Like we have immigrants coming in and saying that they walked. There was never a flight. no boat, nothing. I'm already a flat earther, so I know that they lie to us, but what extent? People are claiming to see their doppelgangers inside of Walmarts. Like, I don't know why, but it's always Walmart. And today I fell down a rabbit hole about Humpty Dumpty being a real thing, because there were multiple writers across hundreds of years talking about these men whose heads were in their chests. I don't even know what to say about things anymore. Has this stuff always been right in front of our faces?
Starting to think the AI was literally created just to confuse us when it comes to unknown creatures.
Let's talk about one of the craziest moments in Mexican TV history, the Javier incident. Guys, I talked about this video years ago, but so many of you guys have been asking me to cover it, and guys, I get it. This story is evil. I can't describe it. But before I show you these absolutely horrifying clips, let's break it down a little bit. In 2009, one of the most successful drama-driven TV series would be released on TV Azteca called Laura de Todos, where you see host Laura Bozo bring guests onto her show and interview them under crazy situations, sometimes involving into tears, arguments, or even fights. You think of like a Mexican Jerry Springer. But anyways, in 2010, Laura para Todos would have one of the craziest moments in TV history with this episode, in which she'd have a wife appear in tears and explain that she tragically lost her husband in a horrible car accident. But unfortunately for her, she would be faced with her dead husband's mistress, a 21-year-old girl who he had gotten pregnant. Now, this is where the episode gets kind of weird, because Laura would obviously feel for the wife, grab Javier's ashes, you know, the husband, and do this.
Acá está Javier. Bueno, yo a veces converso con los muertos y la verdad yo no entiendo, Javier. De verdad, trata de explicarme, Javier, porque ¿cómo puedes hacer esta maldad? Tu esposa, a la que amabas, 21 años, Javier, con tu esposa, y encima te metes con una niña de 21 años, Javier. Embarazas a una niña de 21 años. ¿Cómo puede ser posible que tú seas capaz, Javier, de hacer semejante cosa?
Yeah, she scolded the ashes. Now, things would get even more strange when Laura would claim that she can talk to the dead and that now she is going to summon Javier. Let me just show you what happens.
Bajen las luces, señores. Este programa tiene el poder de resucitar a los muertos. ¡Que pase el muerto! ¡Que pase!
Yeah, he's alive. Obviously, the wife freaks out, goes to hug him. The mistress just faints, knocks out. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, okay, he got exposed. Let's just get him and his wife back together. No, Javier then claims that he has amnesia. He can't remember anything because, you know, the crash did happen, according to him. That's why he pushed off his wife off of him, because he doesn't remember her. And when Laura proceeds to show him a photo of his family with his wife, he claims that he doesn't remember them. Not even his kid. So Laura, not believing any of it, proceeds to show this.
Ahí está su nueva esposa. Señora, por favor, se lo pido. Por favor, señora.
¿Cómo me puedes engañar? El fruto del trabajo de los dos.
Yeah, he started another family with another woman. Y'all, this is intricate. This is getting too crazy. So, Laura brings the third woman and basically exposes this man to hell. All I gotta say is, if you gotta fake your death to cheat, that's some crazy work. And yeah, that's the story of the Javier incident. What do you guys think? Is this real? Is this fake? Is this truly just some narrative TV gold? Or is Javier truly the most evil serial cheater in existence?
That's a next level story to go that far just to cheat. But there have been stories of people getting in car accidents, having amnesia, and starting different lives and being a completely different person. So
there are times when we come across weird, odd things. Well, this video comes from a woman named Bella out of Atlanta, and it honestly takes the cake. She was at the gas station. She noticed something odd in the trash, what appears to be a wooden doll. But this thing is absolutely creepy, and pay attention to its eyes. Don't they look real? Like a little too real? She's even a doll collector, and she would not touch this thing. Oh, Just watching it gave me the creeps. Take a look at this footage, comment below, tell me what you think.
Okay, as y'all can see, I'm at the gas station. Look at this. What is this? What is this? What? Honey, some things we just don't touch, even as a dog collector. What in the boogity? What is happening? Ooh, why is it here? It's just posted up. What? What in the world? Who? I'm trying to figure out. Well, let me go. Yeah. It's just posted up. What? What in the world? Who? I'm trying to figure out. Well, let me go.
As someone who grew up with a family member who collected dolls, I've never seen dolls' eyes look as real as in the video. That literally looked like a person.
And there you go.
It's the first of its kind hemostatic wound spray, stopping a bleed out within seconds.
It can be what I like to say, cover mild to wild.
Wayne Grube is the CEO of BC3 Technologies in Baltimore. He worked with 2 chemical engineers out of Germany to develop Seal.
That'll do anything from like a mild cut or laceration all the way up to an arterial bleed if you have access to it.
When the spray comes in contact with blood, it quickly sets up, creating a jello-like consistency over the wound, buying first responders time until the injury can be further treated.
It doesn't prevent any other intervention. We just like to see it use this first.
There are 2 can sizes, one for professionals like EMTs, firefighters, and police. The other is smaller and can be used by just about anyone.
You're cutting a bagel, right? You slip through and slice your hand open. You could use it to stop the bleeding there and then go to the ER to get stitches.
Seal is being used by Baltimore City Fire, EMS clinicians around the state, and on the front lines of the war in Ukraine.
It has saved countless lives, and it's making a difference for those warriors who would not otherwise survive.
Bonnie Carroll is the CEO of Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, or TAPS. She says oftentimes injured troops in Ukraine can't get medical help until hours or even days later.
This tool, this resource to be able to save lives, to do the training, to bring that hope to the front lines is a game changer.
Wayne acknowledges the success of his business is based on the tragedy of others. Yet with each story of survival, he's humbled by the impact it's making.
It's incredibly meaningful and fulfilling for me and our team.
I look forward to when that becomes available for everyone, because that could be something that could be very useful to have in your house with your first aid kit.
You know, I don't need to go into details, but let's just talk about this. New information is saying that allegedly these are just drones and that they were created by another species that's literally underground right now. Allegedly. Watch the video to the end, share this with someone you love, can respect, and comment. Are aliens real?
It goes to the West Coast underground. Underground, completely underground. Without having to come up. And there's turn-offs. You need security clearances to get through these turn-offs. They go into other bases. They go into other areas and, secret places, places you can't go. And what do they do there? They do a lot of things. I can tell you one thing. They have 2 sets of elevators. And my security clearance got me down to the main hub area, which is as big as Manhattan. I mean, it's as big as Manhattan. It's unbelievable. They have acres of farmland with lights and farmland underground. They run the lights up nuclear. Underground. Yeah, they have nuclear power plant underground, and they use that for everything. All the power under there. They grow food. Yeah, they grow food. They have livestock. I mean, everything. Yeah, they have everything. They have bench shafts. They have everything. But the 2 sets of elevators I was telling you about, my clearance, I can only go down to the main hub. Then there was another set of elevators that brought you down further. And a bunch of friends of mine would tell me stories about that. Can you tell us anything about those stories? Yeah, I can tell you what they told me. What they told me is there's actual aliens, greys. Wait. Aliens. What was the word, greys? Greys. And also there's another kind. There's different species that they talk about.
There's grays, there's reptilians, all the different kinds.
A gray is a type of alien.
Right. It's not really it's not really an alien. It's a drone. It's not really it's like an organic drone. That's exactly what it is.
What does that mean, an organic drone?
It's not a living thing. It's in living tissue, but it's a drone. They're not real.
That explains what a yearly budget goal set. And of course, aliens are real. The question is, when are we actually going to start seeing them everywhere? Because they all among us already.
Did y'all hear about what scientists said they found underneath Antarctica, y'all? So scientists say they just uncovered a 30 million year old landscape that is buried miles under Antarctica, y'all. They talking about they got rivers, ridges, valleys, all untouched for millions of years underneath the ice. See, shit like this make you think. Because if something like this can be buried under the ice, what the hell else we don't know about this world? It's so much we don't know. To me, this don't even make sense. Because how are they just figuring out that it's something this massive under the ice? So the scientists are calling it a time capsule. A time capsule of what? So they say Antarctica wasn't always frozen, y'all. They said it used to be green. And they're saying, so underneath, they got palm trees, they got pollen, they got microscopic creatures and everything down there. This is what I'm still trying to figure out. Why is Antarctica the most locked down place on Earth? The most secure spot? Why can't you go to certain places? They just told us it's stuff underneath, but what's beyond the ice? Every major power came to an agreement to protect this area. And that don't have y'all suspicious? That's not science, y'all. That's a cover-up slowly getting peeled back like a banana. I need y'all thoughts down below on this.
If something this massive can be hidden under Antarctica, what else don't we know? But the most locked down place on Earth have secret landscapes. It's not science, it's a cover-up.
If you've been feeling extra fatigued, it's most likely from the Schumann resonance. The Earth is ascending and raising its vibration, and that's what the Schumann resonance is the vibration of the Earth. And we are extensions of the Earth. So when it goes through that ascension process, we feel symptoms. One of them being fatigue. That's what I have noticed the most the past couple of days. If you've been feeling moody or depressed, or you're having a hard time sleeping, ringing in the ears, you're sensitive, these are more symptoms that you're adapting to the new frequencies. You're going through a period of time of rebirth. So rather than feeling like you're on the wrong path or something's wrong with you, take it as a sign that you're going through a process and that new beginnings are right around the corner. Just like how the Earth is going through an ascension process, it has to get rid of the old. So when you're seeing the negativity and the chaos, that's part of the ascension process. And that's what's happening within you. You're releasing what's no longer working for you, and you're shifting and raising your vibration with the new Earth. If you're going through these symptoms, take the time to go out in nature and drink lots of water and breathe. Take the time to rest and allow for your body to adapt. This is not a period of time to try to create and make things happen, but to allow for your creation to come in. Trust the process.
Maybe that's what it is, because recently I've definitely been feeling more tired and more like moody. So maybe that's what he's talking about. I know for a fact yesterday, I only got 5 hours of sleep. I just couldn't sleep. I couldn't stay asleep for long. Like every little thing would wake me up. The place is quiet, but it could be something on, let's say it could be a pen would wake me up. Let's just say that's how light I was sleeping yesterday. I couldn't stay asleep for some reason. I don't know why. But there's nothing like wrong with me or anything physically or anything like that. I just been really tired for the past 2 months. I want to say.
Y'all, since when did it become normal for clouds to be low enough to touch the top of cruise ships in the middle of the ocean? This is this lady's first time from New Orleans on a cruise ship, and she see this cloud coming at him like a giant wave.
This cloud looked like some kind of horror movie.
The way she said it, right, it made me laugh. It's just the accent though, but check what is going on. Let me show you what the sky's been doing, y'all. We're definitely in a different world, because never have I ever seen the sky look like this. Look at this, New Mexico. What level is this? What level is this? I want to know. What is the sun doing? Look at this. Look at the sun right there, y'all. How is the sun right here, but there's many lights up here? What is going on here? What is powering this thing, y'all? This looks like some type of Nikola Tesla type cloud, y'all. Am I tripping? Look at this. It's flashing. And now we're going to take it to the craziest weather attracting state known as Texas. What are these clouds doing, y'all? Look at this. It looks like these clouds are spawning from another dimension and entering ours. This is all in Texas. Look at the light. Where is this light coming from? The sun don't even shine that type of color. And then the clouds are literally touching the buildings and the trees. This is still Texas, y'all. The clouds are actually walking.
Sky flashing different colors and the clouds are low enough to touch buildings. Either the weather patterns are completely off or we are in a different timeline. When clouds start walking and the sun has backup lights, something definitely changed.
Internet users seem to agree. While searching the internet, I came across more videos like this one. And in some cases, it's very clear to me that these are just camera glitches or illusions. But in other cases, it looks as if it could be the real deal. But there's one particular video that leaves no doubt.
Francamente me asusté porque digo, nunca se ha visto eso en la casa y por qué.
On September 2014, a family in Ecuador captured a very strange video. A video so chilling that it aired on several different stations all over Ecuador. In the video, a boy is seen recording a family moment and everything seems to be as it should. The boy first aimed the camera at his father's tattoos, then checked to see if the camera was still recording. When he aims the camera at the kitchen door, he captures what looks like a humanoid being of some sort staring at them.
Empezó a grabar lo que hacía su padre. Primero, su tatuaje en la espalda. Luego el pequeño captó su rostro, giró el teléfono y lo dejó. Al final del registro aparece una rara criatura. No se dieron cuenta de nada. Todo lo descubrieron cuando...
Did you see that? What looks like some sort of alien-like being can be seen staring at them from the kitchen door. Whatever this thing is, most internet users seem to agree that this has to be one of the creepiest humanoid creatures ever caught on camera. Some believe that this is actually some sort of shape shifter. Others state that this is possibly an interdimensional being, and that for some mysterious reason old phones can pick them up. Whatever this thing is, it seems to be casting a shadow on the wall, so it's not a ghost nor a spirit. But it doesn't look like a regular human being. Its eyes are too big and its skin is too pale and seems to have some sort of striped pattern on it.
Whatever that is either a very convincing mask or that thing from somewhere else. Either way, it's scary as I don't know what.
This is the Bradaswara Temple in India. Once again, guys, the official narrative here is hammer and chisel, primitive tools. Wait till you hear about the insane enigmas in this architectural fucking anomaly. First of all, this temple, this building, casts absolutely no shadow at noon, despite being 216 feet high. On the very top of this building, there is an 80-ton capstone. 80-ton capstone. Lifted without any modern technology, guys. The official narrative is they use an 8-kilometer ramp to get that up there. It's laughable. The construction was done without any binding materials at all. This entire temple is made of interlocked granite blocks without any cement, mortar, or lime. By the way, like I said, this whole building was built with granite. And the nearest granite deposit is over 60 kilometers away. Yeah, these people sure were primitive. Hammer and chisel, horse and carriage. Let's talk about this capstone at the top. You're going to see this antenna. You'll see this on a lot of our old buildings, the old Tartarian buildings. They all had this technology at the top. This is an antenna and a resonator, and inside this ball there was mercury. This harnessed energy from the ether. The mercury would spin and it would create a current. This building was a power plant. It was made of granite. Granite is highly conductive material. This is the technology that our suppressors have been hiding from us. This is also Nandi, the bull, standing at the entrance of this building. 6 meters long, carved from one stone. Hammer and chisel, yeah, for sure. But once again, a common theme with a lot of these old structures is that any sound that was made inside of this building is amplified and resonates throughout the whole space. The placement of pillars, domes, and chambers seem to create natural resonant frequencies, suggesting knowledge of sonic architecture. If you guys have been following me, you know that I talk about all of these old cathedrals and buildings were sound healing centers. Oh yeah, this temple is also aligned perfectly with cardinal directions and is perfectly synchronized with solar movements as well. The positioning of this temple highly suggests the knowledge of equinoxes, solstices, and highly advanced solar tracking. Also, the carvings on the internal and external of this building told stories of gods and other esoteric knowledge. You guys need to understand that the greatest threat to the system is us figuring out the real origins of humanity and our true history. This is when the system will crumble on itself. Our ancestors were much more wise than we have been told. And if you wish to figure out the true nature to this reality, crack the codes to this matrix, and escape this system, then comment the word truth, and I will send you an exclusive link to my free community.
Either ancient engineers were way more advanced than we think, or they had help from somewhere else. When your building defies physics, we have more questions than answers.
Just in the off chance that no one believes me, maybe I can catch it. And by the way, I have a freaking cemetery in my front yard, which probably doesn't help my cause. But I was just inside, I'm by myself with my dog. She's up in that room upstairs. Josie? Josie? And she's just been staring at that, and then she started barking, and she growled, and when she growled, I kind of like booked it. Staring at that, and then she started barking, and she growled, and when she growled, I kind of like booked it. I just don't really know what she's staring at, because again, like, this is usually how she looks when she's waiting for me to come in, and I'm just like, what? What is it? So a lot of you guys have also been asking questions about the graveyard. Yes, we do indeed have a graveyard on this property. So this was my grandparents' ranch, and it was their wish to be buried right here, just where they were. And before they passed away, they buried all of their cats right here where you see the little crosses. And so that's really all that there's to it, but things have been quite strange lately. Like, for some reason, cows just like come to this area sometimes and like surround it, because we during the day we leave that gate. So this is what I'm talking about. They literally just come and hang out here all the time now. It's a newer development. Like, why? They just kind of come and really graze around this area, and they just kind of will freeze and move. So, yeah. Hi. Thank you.
That was a very intense video. I don't really have much to say about it. It just really caught me off guard. That's it for today's videos. I hope you have a good day. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, a sub, and I'll catch you on the next one.
The FBI have just confirmed that they have arrested 2 Chinese scientists attempting to smuggle a dangerous biological weapon into the United States. And if hypothetically this pathogen was let loose, it has the ability to cause mass poisonings and millions of dollars in damage across America. So here's what we know. Reports say that the Chinese couple attempted to smuggle a fungus called Fusarium graminearum into the United States, which sounds like a freaking Harry Potter spell, and is described in scientific literature as a potential agro-terrorism weapon. The pathogen infects crops like wheat, barley, oats, and corn, causing a disease called head blight. And it is so lethal that it can wipe out entire crops, lead to poisonings, and cause liver damage if the infected food is eaten by humans. US authorities said that this is one of the gravest national security concerns. But the whole situation gets even crazier when you dig deeper into who these 2 Chinese nationals are. The FBI said that before they came to America, they performed research on the fungus at a university in China while receiving funding from the Chinese government. They were allegedly planning to continue this research on the fungus at Michigan University, and the FBI stated that the evidence indicates that they have direct ties to the CCP. They have now been charged with conspiracy, smuggling, and visa fraud. But what do you think? Was this in fact a failed CCP operation, or just 2 Chinese researchers caught right in the middle of a US and China beef?
A rogue fungus with certain ties. Pfizer should have trademarked that name before someone weaponized it.
Part 1. The fallen angel statue discovered in Siberia by a team of alga core miners has sparked intrigue and fascination, particularly because it was unearthed at the same site where the Soviet Union once attempted to drill one of the deepest holes in the world. What makes this statue particularly extraordinary is that the cloth draped over it is not carved from stone like the rest of the statue. Instead, it is actual fabric. This unique detail has left many people unnerved as the statue appears incredibly lifelike. With intricate facial features and realistic clothing, how could a statue possess real fabric? The statue is also depicted with a large shield and sword, adding to its imposing presence. Its wings are remarkably well crafted, contributing to the overall stunning appearance. Once the statue's discovery was reported to the authorities, the government quickly intervened, confiscating the statue and transporting it to a secure location, and it was ultimately flown away by helicopter to an undisclosed site, leaving many curious about its current whereabouts.
Stone carved to look alive with real fabric draped over it. Artistry or an unspoken warning.
What in the world is this? We'll get back to the clear video in 1 minute. So first off, this right here is not artificial intelligence. Second off, I'm pretty sure it's real. And third off, a commenter on Twitter had said that he had seen 2 of them in his life. Also, if this was some kind of suit, then how would the eyes be glowing? Lastly, what's in his hand? So this freaking thing, whatever it is, some people call them tree trolls, some call them shadow people in trees. Who freaking knows exactly? But this thing is scary, and it makes me think about biological experiments like Sasquatch and any other kind of cryptid you can think of. I guess it traces back to like Norse legend. They found this actual video is from like a desert in the Middle East. I forget what it's called, but it's on the screen. But it's weird because I just saw a photo, which we'll get into tomorrow, in Qatar, of these straight up devil horns. The sun, the moon, whatever it was, just ridiculous. And this is it slowed down. You can see there's something in its hand, like it might be eating something. But what in the freaking world are these things, y'all? I didn't mean to give you guys bad dreams tonight, but I mean, if I see it, y'all guys see it too.
The family hired a priest to cleanse their daughter's room when he discovers something terrifying. A man named Jesus from Guatemala explains that for the last few weeks his daughter has been crying after hearing many strange noises and seeing objects move around on their own inside her room. So he calls a priest to examine the room, and what he finds left the whole family terrified.
Acérquense. Me da permiso, ¿verdad? En el nombre del Padre, Hijo y Espíritu Santo. Vean mis manos, yo no llevo nada, ¿verdad? No quiero que después vayan a decir de que allí lo llevaba en ¿verdad? Hermano, meta abajo de las manos y ahí lo vaya. Abajo. Mira.
The priest senses something evil within the bed frame and asks if he can open it. He uses a knife to open it and shows his hands are empty while asking the father to search inside, to prove that he isn't pulling any tricks. Freaked out, they find a strange item in a black bag. Inside is a black wax figure used for witchcraft, known as a black figure candle, which can be used to contain curses. So is it one of Sukuna's fingers?
Uh-oh. The Earth is getting ready for something massive. Let's get into it. It's just ridiculous what's going on. These people caught a video of the freaking Earth opening up right in front of them. And they're not happy about it, as you hear. But did you know that another volcano has just erupted while this is happening? Not Etna, it's not Japan, it's literally one in Guatemala. What in the world? There's a lot of preparedness stuff going on, a bunch of evacuations happening with citizens. You know, a couple days ago I pointed out the Ring of Fire, how active and crazy it was, and people had the nerve to tell me, oh, that's normal. I also showed you a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, that the electrons, there was so much electric in the air on the Earth, and we started talking about, you know, California off the coast, the undersea volcano might erupt. And then, of course, we talked about Yellowstone picking up its activity and what that could mean. You get it? All these things are happening at the same freaking time. Speaking of weird Earth phenomenon, do you see how this storm in Texas does not freaking move? Look at how it just stays right there. Do you want to know what else did that? The hurricane that rhymes with Baleen. It stayed in the same spot for hours. Pretty weird stuff. I'm sure there's an explanation. And all of this is just the tip of the iceberg. Hit the bookmark to catch the next video. And let me know what you think below.
The ground cracks. The sky erupts. Nature's tantrum isn't a random glitch. It's a message.
I am so excited about this video. This was actually captured by Colorado River Expedition around May 24th on the Colorado River. They were going up the river when they saw something that looks like a Bigfoot, and it was watching them. You can glimpse the actual creature in between the trees, and then it disappears. Is this real? That's really the question. Is this a real sighting of an actual Bigfoot? Because it is absolutely phenomenal. Take a look at this footage, comment below, tell me what you think.
What is it? That's really funny.
If this doesn't get your attention, I don't know what will. They put the truth right in front of your face. This is Justin Timberlake's Supplies music video. Now you can pause my video and go watch it first, but I will explain exactly what this music video means. This video is literally explaining how the fallen angelics, or the ET groups here, because fallen angelics are ET groups, they are here on Earth using human beings as a food source. Justin is being represented as the person watching over all of us. You see all these TV screens. He represents the elite that are in control. Why is the US flag everywhere? Because this is where the order and chaos dualistic experiment is taking place and is working out the most. With all this black versus white, trans versus straight propaganda that's going on, this is literally causing division. Now this goes even deeper and even more twisted. So you see all the white umbrellas surrounding Justin? The symbol of the umbrella is the Templars. They are a fraternity that has existed since the medieval times. They say they disbanded. The Templars, the Freemasons, the Skull and Bones, same freaking thing. They are all a part of the fallen angelic ET group's Luciferian beliefs. Now these wonky, hunger-looking games people represent the elite. You see how they're white? They see themselves as above you. They're pure and you're not. Excuse my language, but look at this. Does that not look familiar? If you've studied ancient Sumeria, you know that's the Tower of Babel. And it looks like a human sacrifice is about to take place. I'm not making this up. This is literally the Tower of Babel. This is how it was historically described and written. Now, if you have eyes, you cannot tell me that those aren't the same thing. They are. Now look at this. A pyramid with the eye on top. And the people surrounding as if it's some kind of ritual. If you don't know about the esoteric and the occult, the pyramid is a symbol of masculinity. It's a masculine symbol. The upside down triangle will be feminine. And with the eye on top, it's on the freaking dollar bill. With the eye on top, it means I see everything. I'm the controller of everything. This is why they call it the all-seeing eye. And then towards the very end of this music video, you see a post-apocalyptic city on Earth or something. Well, then you're probably thinking to yourself, well, why are they showing us exactly what they're doing if they know we're going to find out? The thing is, they like to cause cognitive dissonance. It's so unbelievable that you actually start to not believe it. But in truth, the media always shows you exactly what they're doing, the truth of everything. Hollywood movies like Avatar, the Na'vi people, that is the truth of human history. They put it in your face and make it into make-believe so you make fun of your own history. All the fallen angelic, Illuminati, Luciferian, Satan people, all they are higher dimensional extraterrestrials that came onto Earth eons ago because they wanted to colonize us. We were like a gold mine for them. Their sole goal of being on Earth is to energy vampire off of us. I've said this so many times, but the fallen angelics, the extraterrestrial groups, they have damaged their own DNA templates so much that they can no longer go home. So if they've trapped us in this matrix to suffer with them. I go way more in depth about this in my book that's linked in my bio on all my social medias. I will not rest until I expose these.
Hollywood hides its cult in plain sight. Just add a beat drop and call it art.
Researchers are now suggesting aliens could actually be living among us disguised as humans. Not kidding. Montana Technical University professor Dr. Michael P. Masters was part of that study, and he joins us right now. Michael, good morning to you.
Morning. Thanks for having me on.
It's good to have you. Professor, wasn't that the ending of, I think it was Men in Black, the movie, where at the end they had the screen full of people who were, or rather aliens, living amongst us?
It's been a while since I've seen that one, but it's certainly a possibility. The subject does make its way into a lot of pop culture, so it's certainly possible.
So, Doctor, I mean, what is the chances of this? I mean, it seems like every year we have some type of story that it could be true.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is we're very cautious and conservative in writing this paper, and mostly what we're trying to do here is look at the oddities and the weirdness of the UFO phenomenon, which we can acknowledge is real. And as much as this might be difficult to swallow for some of my academic colleagues and for a large percentage of the population, it's important to start moving the conversation past are UFOs real and past the cockpit videos and the testimonies in front of Congress and the whistleblowers and a Schumer amendment and so many things that indicate that this should be taken seriously, and move the needle a little farther into the realm of, well, what are they? Who are they? What could they be doing? Why are they here? Right. And that's a big part of why we wrote this paper.
And I know in the paper you talk a little bit about, why do we always see these things around lakes and things like that, or volcanoes? And so the suggestion is, and it's just conjecture, but maybe they came here a long time ago and they've been hiding out there for a while?
Yeah, that's a great question. And sort of the reason I was involved in this study is I've written 3 books over the last 5 years looking at whether they could potentially be future humans coming back through time. And one aspect of this crypto-terrestrial model that we discussed is exactly that they could potentially be extraterrestrial coming from a different planet, and they just set up shop here as it's easier than traveling across the cosmos. Same thing with this extraterrestrial model, that if they were coming from our future, rather than jumping back and forth through time, if they set up shop underground, under the seas, as you're alluding to, possibly on the far side of the moon, it would save a lot of time and energy, and they could conduct whatever it is these activities are that are so important to them here with us at this time, in this place, and without all of the need for constant travel.
I guess, Doctor, the big question would be, is there like a baseline where, when it comes to vitals, where you say this person has to be a human? And if something is different, it's like, this is a little weird. Like, how would you test?
Yeah, that's a great point. And you're right. One of the things that we looked at is, could they be walking amongst us? And I know that, again, conjures up these outlandish notions of some people being aliens, and you're eating breakfast and there's an alien across the cafe. But what we're saying, I know, and we definitely are the first to acknowledge that a lot of this can seem a little crazy. But again, if you think about them in the context of future humans, and that's just one potential possibility here, we would share a lot of physiological characteristics with them, have the opportunity to interbreed. We could hybridize across time, potentially across space. So, and there are, it's important to point out too, the Institute of Noetic Sciences, the Dr. Edgar Mitchell Foundation, all of these studies have shown there are people with extraordinary abilities, like psi abilities, remote viewing, things like that.
Very interesting stuff.
Stunning report.
Thank you, sir.
If aliens walk among us, they're ordering coffee next to you, studying your brand loyalty.
Made different plates
from 8 different boxes, right? Right.
And if he broke out the plates and they disintegrated, that's something else. But I just know that.
Now, see, Lucian Bound, he photographed all that stuff, and he was ordered by draw all his negatives and seal all his records on that. But but he had a photograph of every one of that stuff at one time, and he sent it to the church.
The Ark of the Covenant, a man in southern Utah claims to have found the counterfeit.
Really?
Also, in that entry, he's found a room full of records. He says it'll take 100 years to decipher.
Really?
In another room is chock full of war artifacts. Another room is full of caskets with dead bodies in them. But he knows that people at BYU and the Council of 50, if you know who they are.
No, I don't.
Well, whether Brewer says they were after him or whether it was Harmson's group. And when Brewer told me what happened to him, he said some teenagers happened to come by on four-wheelers and saved his life.
Huh.
But he feels that, see, he was threatened by the Indians that if he brought it forward to the Mormons, he would be killed. And you know they killed his son.
Well, I know that, that was, it was ruled suicide, but, yeah, I know that there was some things there, and he felt like it was because he took some of this stuff out that he shouldn't have.
That's right.
Right.
He asked me to find the 8 plates that are still missing. And I ended up finding this Jessen, the Utah archaeologist.
Uh-huh. Okay. The ones that took from Utah?
Right.
Right.
Well, and now he lives in Seattle, Washington. And he was the one that built and had funded the Museum of Natural History.
Uh-huh.
And he claims that those plates that was given to him were the forged ones that Brewer had made.
And that's what the BYU claims the ones they had was a forgery
Right, they
too.
were forged. They were cut by Brewer and his friend.
Right.
But they were cut in the identical tone. And see, then what they did, Jenkins, or Jennings, whoever his name is, spray painted them and sent them back east to get a letter back stating they were fraud. But see, they were so minute, they took and said that the plates had been cut recently, and that's why the tailings, they didn't do a good enough job, were still in place.
Right.
And whether they took plates that had nothing on them and inscribed them is probably what happened.
Uh-huh.
But Brewer's plates are round. They have a hole in the center. What is a floppy disk?
Huh. Yep. Well, not all of them around, because I've held some of them that come out of Brewer's plates. Some of the copper ones that come in a small box.
Yeah, but the ones that I got to handle were the round ones.
Okay.
And see, on the backside of the Manti Temple, there's crates full of records.
Uh-huh.
Well,
they're supposed to be, right.
If they come in and the computers then see the little UPSs come out with the deal, they don't even have to type anything anymore. They scan it.
Right, they scan it.
Okay.
Yep.
That can be put into computer form right now. So when they put those discs into that computer, it's going to read it and put it out. And you talk about quickness.
There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men. Genesis 6:4. There were giants in the earth in those days, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men and created the giants. Roman historian Josephus wrote that they had huge bodies, and their faces were so unlike any ordinary human that it was amazing to look at them. You know what that reminded me of? The Hobbit and the depiction of the trolls. Well, I was on a bike ride the other day, and let me share something with you. This was at the entryway of a local park. And you know who has their hands in organizing parks a lot? Masons. Masons, because they have their grubby little fingers tied in every little organization, including the parks department. And well, they love to take their secret knowledge and put it right out in the open to mock the people that walk right by this and don't see it for what it is. And yeah, maybe you could say it's pareidolia, But you can't in 1 second when I show you what was next to it. Because not only was this giant, massive, petrified head on one side of the entryway to this bike trail, but wait till you see what was on the other. Now wait till I take a different angle here and get out of the way. Even down to some petrified teeth. Now you just wait until, again, I take this different angle. And I think it's almost impossible to miss this one. Mouth, nose, caved in eye. And when you go back and you compare it to the troll face from The Hobbit, it's literally almost a perfect match. Their mangled little teeth, their crazy looking eye, and their bulbous nose. And like I said, in my opinion, there's no way that this was done unintentionally. This is them mocking every single person who goes on this bike path or walking path. This is them saying, we know this secret knowledge and you don't, and we're going to laugh at you about it. What's sad is the people who joined the Masons needed to join a secret little club to be told about this stuff, where people like you and I, we just figured it out on our own through research and investigation and critical thinking to know that the Bible, it's truth, and they'll stop at nothing to cover that up from you. Even go as far to call the giant bones that they find dinosaur bones and literally create an entirely new species of animal to hide the fact that giants once existed and dragons once existed. Dragons mentioned over 35 times in the Bible and giants mentioned over 80. And if you knew that dragons existed and giants existed and that there was a firmament over your head, well, you might look at the Bible and say, maybe what the Bible is saying is actually true instead of some sort of fairy tale or nonsense written by a bunch of Freemasons or just propaganda to control the human race. No, it's truth. And there's a spiritual war going on, and the biggest part of that spiritual war is you not realizing how true the Bible is. It's hidden from you, so you don't join in the spiritual warfare and fight for God and good. But of course, all this is for entertainment purposes. I'm sure this rock is just pareidolia, even down to its teeth and nose. And there's definitely no spiritual warfare going on. I mean, we all evolved from tadpoles that turned into fish that turned into monkeys, and now we're all spinning on the one ball of infinite balls that can handle life. Entertainment only.